Are you ready? What?
Well, hello. Happy, very happy Todd Free Tuesday. I have been waiting for this for a long time. I'm not going to lie to you. He's gone solo at least, 20 times or so. And it's because even when he's on vacation, he still finds a way to get on screen because he can't not be on screen. But today he is somewhere, I guess, heading out to the Caribbean and is not allowed to go live on the ship. I think it's a spousal order. So he is stuck for the first time, 0 participation in this live stream unless some miracle happens. Goodbye, Todd. Goodbye. And so I am glad to be spending my Tuesday evening with all of you. This is going to be fun. We're going to play some music. We're going to drink some really good whiskey, and we're going to have some very special guests tonight, which I think will be fun. So that is what we've got in store for you. So we're going to try and make this interactive with the chat. Want to know what everybody's sipping on? We'll do a little hello to some of the people in the chat. See how we're doing this evening. Thorpe, what's going on? We got your Rexies in the house. Diamond Dave, if you haven't picked up yet, by the way, your bottle. Where the hell did I put the bottle? Here it is. Of Diamond Dave's Double Oaked. It is fantastic. People who have it love it. People who don't should have FOMO because it's really, really good. So we'll sip on that tonight, talk about that a little bit. So Dave's in the house. Mark is in the house, sipping on Diamond Dave as we speak. That's awesome. So welcome, Mark. Show me the proof is here. Tim in the house. What's going on, Tim? Out the West Coast. Corey, what's going on? My man, Frank. What is going on, Frank? Good to see you, buddy. Tony C is in the house. What's up, Tony? There is, there's Jay. Jay out in Iowa. What's going on, brother? Let's see who else we got. Anthony Peters. The palette is here. Sweet Cindy, what's going on? How's it going? Let's see. Robert's in the house. Numbers ticking up. Terry's here. Outdoors in Maryland. What's going on, man? How are you? I miss you guys on the shore. It's hot as hell here today, by the way. It was a little over 100. It was absolutely crazy. The house is still hot from the AC working overtime. Not fun. But another local who is going to join me tonight. We're going to have some fun, get in some trouble. And I've actually had the fortune of meeting this guy a couple times. Did a pick with him out in Tennessee. He's got a channel with his partner, who's also bald and not here. So, we have lots in common. But one half of Hack and Mack, welcome to 21090 Nashville. Mack, Brett, what's on, brother? How are you, buddy?
Hey.
That's weird.
Thanks for having me.
How's it going, buddy?
It's going great. I'm on the border. Just noticed.
This is gonna be fun tonight. I'm excited to have you on. I appreciate you being here. And you did send me some really cool stuff that we're gonna sip on tonight too. So we have some really good whiskeys to sample. But there's Sammy said he went out crabbing today, man. Hope you get some. I need to go with you sometime soon. Have you been crabbing before?
I haven't been official in like American crabbing, so I love to.
Well, it's something you've got to do. Let me see. You know what? Let me try to echo on my end, see if I can get that, because now you're echoing on me. Let me just check. Let me check and see if I can get you to work on this side. All right, now try.
All right, how's it now?
It sounds a little better.
Yeah, this is better for me.
Okay, it sounds better. So, what that does to the music, we'll see. I'm not sure, but we'll play with it and see what happens. But anyway, I'd rather hear your voice than some of the music anyway. So we're in good shape.
I don't know about that. Well, I guess mine. Yeah. Anyway, well.
Yeah, it was like I said. You're here because I've always wanted a new co-host, and that's This is a match made in heaven, if you ask me. We're fine.
Oh,
So,
man.
oh dear God, hold on. No, wait a minute. So as soon as I'm giving you a proper intro and saying thanks for being here, and that you had a partner who may also be follically challenged, apparently that's not entirely true, because we've got your I don't want to say better half
Mack's here
in the basement. I believe he is. But he looks a little different tonight. So let's add one more to the stage. The other half of Hack and Mack, who's looking just a little bit blonder than normal tonight. What?
Oh my God.
What's up, man?
What's up, guys?
I have to spotlight him. Look, that's not bad at all. That's pretty good.
It seems like an imposter.
Welcome to the show. Is this what you? I wasn't expecting this, Brett. I'm not going to lie to you. So this is
I know. Yeah. So wait, this is the Hack. I know. I mean, Hack. I don't know what you're doing there, but.
Oh, hey, I heard this show had a follically challenged problem, and you needed some more hair on the show, so I'm here.
We do like hair on the show, contrary to popular belief, because of my counterpart. But yeah, that's great. So Jason's exact same homeless guy today. That's I've got people. So we've got the whole Hack and Mack connection. I tell you what I want to do, boys, because I enjoy your content, and I think you guys are doing some good stuff. You both have great palettes. Hack, I saw you today going live, man, sipping on some pregame warm-up stuff. So so people are lingering. They're watching you, man.
Yeah, that was tough. Almost as tough as wearing this wig that's in my mouth while I'm trying to take whiskey. So, look, like Todd, I just look.
There we go.
It is what it is, right?
This is what I'm used to. But at least you can grow facial hair. Todd is like one of those Cheshire cats one of those furless ones that you can't grow any hair at all. Like Mr.
Look, a baby's butt. Todd is.
Yeah. So.
Okay, that's the Hack I know. That's
yeah. Thank you guys for having me. Like I'm sorry for the clown show, but look, we have this thing, Andy, that we like to say on the Hack and Mack show. It's about whiskey should be fun.
I was just gonna say that is your saying, as it should be.
If you can't have fun, man, you just that's what it's about, right? So I'm deeply, deeply appreciative of you letting us on, and I feel like very, very honored, and I am now a Patreon supporter of you guys, and excited to get my second ever pick from you guys. So thank you for having us, and thank you for having me.
We're excited you're here, and I just wanted to show you. Speaking of picks, there's a guy who's kind of bitter sometimes. He loves Todd. He's a big Todd fan. He's upset that Todd's not here today, and his name is Joe Graves. Joe is also actually on the cover of our next pick from Old One. I don't know if you saw this or not, but Malt White and the 7 Patreons. Now, you're in there, Mac, and see there's Joe, the evil queen up there. The only person that's supposed to be less attractive than Snow White, which I actually find debatable in this picture. I still may give it to Joe. But yeah, so Joe, thanks for being here. And if you got to go, that's fine. We understand that you're missing Todd. But if you stick around, you might just learn something, and you'll probably have a good time. So there you go.
Is that
question for you guys in the chat? Can somebody please put Hack and Mack's links up? If you guys haven't subscribed yet, go over there, check them out. A lot of fun, good guys, and exactly what Hack said. Whiskey should be fun. They're two of the most non-pretentious guys in the game. So if you haven't given them a subscribe yet, please do. And if someone can put their stuff in the Yeah, what did Jason appearance?
We're gonna lose subscribers. We can't afford to lose any. We barely have any.
We can't do much worse. Don't worry about it.
We can't do much worse.
We're both in this together. Sinking ships, you go down with it. That's fine. So,
that's all good.
But guys, tell us a little bit about your channel, because you guys kind of coming in a little bit later to the game than some of the others.
Yeah.
So give us a little bit of a background about how you guys got together and what kind of spawned Hack and Mack.
Well, we met in the Discord in another group, and just started chatting and met at a meetup bottle share at the big Spillway event, and it's one of those epic bottle shares, lottery sort of like lottery draws. It was a blast. And yeah, so Hack and I just hit it off and thought we'd start one of these little streams. So it's been fun. It's been, what is it, Hack? Like a couple months, or are we at 2 months yet? I don't know, but it's
a
just
little
like
short of
fun.
months, yeah. I mean, I think the thing is like whiskey's about fun and community, and so we were a part of another community, but we also, Mac and I we just get along really well, and like we joke around, we don't take anything too serious, and just so there was this moment, right, where we were joking around about MGP, and we came up with this name that we were MGP sluts, right?
Oh, yeah.
So at Spillway, Whiskyer, another YouTuber interviewed us, and I'm at 10 in the morning. I think it already had about 4 or 5 pours, because that was just one of those days that we were going to go all day long at Spillway. And so I made the comment that we were MGP sluts, and then so that day is like, you guys should do a show, and I was like, what? Like, you're Hack, you're Mack, and so we were encouraged by others, I will tell you that, to do this, and so we said, yeah, let's give it a run, and that's what we're doing, and we're just having fun with it. And there's so many more people that know a lot more about whiskey than us, but I've done a few barrel picks, Mack's done a few barrel picks. I help a local store here in Houston, Liquor Zone. Shout out to Liquor Zone. That's who I was running through the picks for. I've had the fortunate, I've probably done about 8 picks for him. And luckily, like, all of them have done really well, and people have liked them. They've sold out. And so it has,
that's nice.
And it's usually a team. It's not just me, but the truth is like, man, I love it. I love making barrel picks. I love helping people out in the community that want to know like more about like the picks, and I like learning too. And so a lot of this for me has been just this experience and this, and it's kind of like this progression. Mac and I are just trying to do something fun, and we're very tuned in with like, we want to like basically just listen to what people want, like we do this pick the pour thing. We're like, hey, tell us what you want us to drink, and we'll tell you about it, like, and we're just trying to do fun stuff. And I don't know if any of it'll work. I don't know if we don't get another subscriber, I'm kind of cool with it, because I just want to hang out and have whiskey with my friends. So that's kind of it.
They said in the chat, which I don't know, this is our 3rd live stream in a row, which if you guys are sick, some people were on last night's, but anyway, yes, that's a good way to sum it up, Hack. But thanks again, Andy, for having us.
Appreciate you, man.
Hey, look, the pleasure's all mine. I was talking to Todd last week. I was like, I think I'm going to ask Brett to see if he wants to come on and co-host with me. And then it's funny. So, Hack, I saw your real name come up, and I didn't realize it at first when you signed up for Patreon. I was like, this dude keeps trying to figure out stuff about Pursuit. And I put 2 and 2 together. I was like, oh yeah, that's the Hack. I was like, okay, I got it. Like, we were kind of texting back and forth, but even realized and put 2 and 2 together. But no, I enjoy your content. Actually, it was funny. I was we have a 16-year-old Reveries buff turkey coming out.
Oh gosh!
And I just got done watching the Bourbon.
So good, bro.
He's shitting all over it, and I'm like, oh my god! And I was like, all right. I was like, thank you, Bill. Your timing is impeccable. But it was funny because I'm watching Brett kind of like, no, I don't know if I agree with that. It was just kind of funny watching the dynamic between everybody. But your stuff's entertaining. It was great. So I'm enjoying it. So
thanks, man. Thank you so much. Yeah. No, that whole thing with Bourbon Bill, I mean, he doesn't hold back, right? Like, he's going to tell you, which I don't think there's enough of that in the whiskey community. I think everybody's a little afraid to offend a certain distillery or whatever. And so I like what he does, but also he's shitting on things that we love. Like, Mack's a huge turkey fan. Like, I love Good Times, man. Like, I love Good Times. Like, I've spent 6 hours there one day. Like, we got into the container whiskey. Like, I love Good Times. And so he's calling them the biggest scam. And so it's like, it's like, don't take it too serious and have fun. But yeah, he was shitting all over it. And it was pretty funny.
Well, some people have, and Mac, Joe, how that purple top's going.
Purple top is delicious.
Well, but the funny thing is, sometimes I also look at people like Bill, I'm like, I don't know if I have that level of confidence to say some of these things because I don't know if I'm educated enough to say some of these things. I kind of am under that whole notion of if it tastes good and I like it, let me share it with others. Like that's kind of it's to me, bourbon. Let's pass it around, and if everybody's digging it, then let's take about. I don't care sometimes about the proof or the mash bill. If it's MGP, not MGP. If it's a big boy like Turkey or Trace, it's just that's just kind of not the way I work. So I kind of while I respect that type of a commentary because I think it's a ton of fun to listen to. I'm also not sure I could do it. So it's
we have him. Yeah, I think it's like just having all different kind of voices on and stuff. I think we can be critical, but I think we're a bit more on the measured critical side than Bourbon Bill. So, but it's fun.
Bourbon jerk. He's not a jerk at all. We were on his show. That was a hell of a lot of fun. Played the jerk games, by the way, with him. We were live. And Tom, has anybody topped my score yet? By the way, I came in first place in the games and topped Marty and Bourbon of the Week. Todd came in like second to last, which made me happy too. But, yeah, so awesome. I haven't seen the updated scoreboard yet. There, Bourbon Jerks, you're gonna have to do that. And Jay is our resident troll. If you haven't, so if Jay starts popping into all of your chat, then that's a sign that he actually likes you. So that don't worry. That's why we keep Jay around. Look at that, Jay. See that? Still atop the leaderboard. Even a blind squirrel finds a nut sometimes. So, all right. I thought we'd do some music tonight as well. So we'll see how it goes because with the echo on and off with you guys, we'll see how it sounds. I'm sure we can still at least get it to the point where people will appreciate it. But here's my idea for tonight. All right. So we'll put this a couple times for people who come in and out of the chat. But you all are going to show your age tonight. I'm going to show my age tonight as well. So we're going to do music from your high school years. You can only do songs from the 4 years, or if you're like Joe Graves, the 5 years. Ninth grade's a bitch, dude. It's okay. 5 years you were in high school. All right. So that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to have 2 categories around them. So I'll put this up a couple times so you guys can start thinking about what you want to do. But here are our categories. So here are the song categories we'll do tonight. Best slow dance or ballad or makeout song. Okay, you guys remember Leave Room for the Holy Ghost when you're in the gym. Mm-hmm. The ultimate stadium rocker, what got you up and just kind of a crowd pleaser. Best breakup anthem or song that you play with a broken heart. Best car windows jam for cruising. Most played song that you wore out on your iPod, your CD, or some of us old enough for cassettes.
The iPods didn't exist for me, so I just want to.
For me either. Or I think your ears are closer than some of the other ones. Some of the big. Best party starter. Oh, I missed 6. Most likely to start a mosh pit. I don't even know if those exist anymore either. But 7 is the best party starter. 8, best song from a movie soundtrack, and 9, your favorite album you had in rotation. So I'll flash those, and we'll do categories. And if you guys want to hear some tunes, just put it up there on the board. We'll play some stuff. We'll vote for it. No need to worry about. I don't think we're playing for anything tonight. I think we're just going to drink and have a good time. So if you guys want to hear some stuff, just put it up there, and we'll just put it in the board, and we'll have fun with it because this is more of a get to know you out there type thing. So my years are 90 to 94, so you know how old I am. Okay. Mac, I saw yours. You're a bit more of a baby. What were you? 2000?
Early aughts.
So you're the baby of the group. Hack, I didn't ask yours yet because when you sent yours in, they were all over the place. We have everything from Hotel California to like late.
I gotta explain that. I mean, that's so I know I read the rules. I can follow the rules, but like my dad was a stoner, right? Like he just and he at a young age got me into 70s rock and that and. I mean, look, I want to pull on your heartstrings. So like my fondest moment, and my dad's been dead about 10 years, but like my fondest moment with my dad was when the Eagles did their concert return tour and he and I were there together. Yeah. And he bought me this like kick-ass like speaker system for my Ford Escort GT.
Oh yeah.
So, you know, that roll down the windows and crank it. And he felt like the best song to play when you're testing out a new speaker system was Hotel California. just because it has such a wide variance and it's got the instrumental and it's got, and it's just, and so, yeah, I know it's not from my era. So I broke the rules, but I wanted to explain myself, Todd. Like that's,
no,
Andy, that's why I did that. Yeah.
Totally. So the other ones are on par?
I think so. I think I did pretty good other than that.
All right,
Yeah.
that's good. Then I can pull so we can see what we had up there, which would be fun. Was that the Hell Freezes Over tour?
Yeah, absolutely. And that was the one where they put out like that DVD that was like immaculate acoustically. Like it just they did like an acoustic version and they put it out and it was like it was just magic and just I don't know, I have fond memories of my dad and the Eagles. And so I think a lot of like whiskeys like that, right? Like you get these memories when you drink whiskey and you're like, hey, I remember something that tastes like this or whatever. Music's like that for me too. It's like you have these memories and moments that like tie you to things. It's like this emotional thing. And like for me, the Eagles are that band. Like that's the band that like takes me back to remembering my dad cruising around in his El Camino, making me listen to the Eagles when I was little. And then I'm driving a Ford Escort GT in high school listening to the Eagles, right? So that's just, I don't know. That's just
dude, that's awesome. See, now nostalgic. That's a spin an Eagle tune in the background. I'm sipping on some Diamond Dave. You sipping on that too?
Yeah. Are we gonna say, can we do this? This will be my first sip of it.
Yeah, no, hell yeah, crack that puppy. Let's do this together. And I'm gonna put a little bit of. So you want Hotel California?
Yeah, let's do that.
Shit, let's do it.
That's beautiful.
I also love Life in the Fast Lane is one of my favorite songs.
Oh, it's a good one.
That's
Seven Bridges Road, great song.
Easy Feeling. They're a killer band. Which you wanted they were always one of those bands that I said I wish I had seen them live, especially with all original members.
I live. Here's the thing. Like I like to judge a band by are they good live? Do they sound as good live as they do, on CD or now it's Spotify or whatever? And if like the Eagles did, they sounded so amazing live. We saw them in Dallas and we drove from right around Amarillo, Texas to Dallas. And so I remember I just graduated high school and my dad was plowed and I'm driving the whole way at like 18. Right. But it was a great memory.
Look at that. My first dance at my wedding was Love Will Keep Us Alive from Hell Freezes Over.
Nice.
I remember that's so cool. See, this is what I like about music talks. It gets people like that. It is about the memories and emotions. Sometimes it sparks this stuff where people can't stand it either. Like, oh, that song just like nails on a chalkboard. But most people's like, yes, like this is bringing back some sort of emotion. That's cool. I love that. Especially your dad was a classic rock guy.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
My dad was a huge Motown guy, so I grew up with a lot of Motown stuff. So I'm listening to Four Tops, the Four Seasons. Frankie Valli was still out until last year. Like, go see him. Like, it's kind of really cool to have that kind of mix. So hey, Veronica seems to know who you guys are. Look at that, Mack and Hack.
Hey, Veronica, how are you? We have female fans over at Hack and Mack, at least one.
Oh yeah. Your wife and my girlfriend.
we do have some female fans too, which is we love, and usually more when Todd's gone, which is always a positive. So
I love the shots at Todd. It's so anyway.
He gives them.
Hey, that double oak. I ordered it on Sunday. It's on the way. I don't have it yet, but I'm so excited. That'll be my fourth expression of the Pursuit double oaks. They're so good. And that's why I asked you about that code in the Patreon, because I'd never seen that SS. And so
sweet shot.
It's really cool.
They were telling Brett and I about that when we were out there hanging with the guys from Pursuit. And Kenny and Ryan were cool. They're just really nice guys. So we had a blast from them, really welcoming. Kenny was on a couple weeks ago. But yeah, so that was the Sweet Shop stave finish, and so that was what that little SS in that corner was for. So, but I was like, okay, here's this dude. He's really into this. I gotta make sure I get all the information to him. So that's
I'm that guy. I'm sorry. I'm that one that you go, who is this asshole?
It wasn't like that, but it was all good. Go ahead, give me your 60-second Todd review, Mack. You want to do it?
This is for Todd too.
Jeez, good God. Can't believe that fool made Coke Zero real. Like I'm still blown away by it. I'm watching Jason on Mash and Drum. I'm like, really? We went out to MGP, and he's bringing Coke Zeros with him, and all these whiskey influencers are starting to sip on Coke Zero. I'm like, what the hell, really, guys? This doesn't work.
Todd started it. Todd
But-
started the Coke Zero.
It's mental. And I can tell you, Todd is a good salesman. He really is. So if he starts to sell it, it'll work.
The problem is here. I saw Anthony's notes, and now those are the notes, right? Like I'm not going to change what but he's right. It's like brown sugar, a little bit. I get a little bit of honey on the nose, but man, this is
The double oak's the best thing they do for me. Like it's just
the mouthfeel here is awesome.
so good.
For 108 proof, that I really love mouthfeel. This thing is velvety, nice.
Yeah, no, this is really just a beautiful pour. And it's funny when you were out with me in Chattanooga, it was Ethan and Katie. Remember they were talking about I think it was Ethan who dubbed legs stretch marks on the glass. He's like, look at the stretch marks on that glass. Well, this probably's got some stretch marks. If you look, I mean, it coats that glass, man. I had never heard that before. I was like, really? I got to use that. I was like, that's fun. Hold that up again. Show people the old stretch marks.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good stuff. All right, this is going to be my first sip in a week because my son had his tonsils taken out 7 days ago. He has to get medication every 3 hours. He's got to drink, so that's even during the night. And if I drink and I'm out of it, I can't be doing that. So the missus is covering for me tonight, so I get to a little reprieve and have a couple. So cheers, gentlemen.
Cheers. Yeah, these different codes are kind of cool. I just, if you don't mind, I'll tell you, Andy. So I am fortunate enough to know our local kind of regional rep here in Houston that works for Pursuit, and I reached out to him about the SS code, and he's like, I've never heard of that. He had to like contact. So this is pretty rare. I don't think the SS codes are running around, like in a lot of different places. I did a store pick here that will be here in July. That is a Pursuit Double Oak pick that's got a TB, and that stands for a tobacco stave. So it's almost got like a cigar blend feel. It's a little bit different. So they're doing some really cool stuff. And if you kind of, those that know, but if you don't, if you look on the very back of this bottle, you'll see that there's this code, right? And at the very end, there's a couple of initials on those single barrels, right? The one that I'm drinking right now has a CB. That stands for creme brulee. If anybody wants a list of the codes that I've collected so far, shoot me a message and I can give them to you guys. Or if you have, Mandy, that's cool. But like SS, I'd never seen. And so that's why I was the nerd in the Patreon going, hey.
No, it's cool. It's things like that make whiskey fun too. Like the little things, because it's also hard to stand out in a crowd. I mean, the one thing about bourbon is, in whiskey in general, there's a lot of good stuff around. So if you're going to pay a price tag, it better be really good. To Buffalo Bill, to Bourbon Bill's point, like you do want to.
It puts it in the basket.
It puts
it in the basket.
But to his point, like that's kind of, you do, if you're going to take out the wallet with a big price tag, you want it to be worthwhile. But also, I think people look for some things that are unique now because there's so much good stuff out there that you want to try something different. So I love what Pursuit's doing because they're doing some of these different staves that are really imparting unique flavors on what they're doing with their whiskey, which has been fun. We were dead set on getting a rye, and this was so good that we ended up bringing this back. So which is pretty good. All right, I'm gonna while you're doing that, let's see. Let me look at your list here, Brett.
God,
Since
while you're looking at, I need to preface this.
Good.
Okay. I came to love music during the butt rock era, and I'm not proud of that.
Now, what do you consider butt rock?
I mean, you're about to hear it if you're going to play any of it. Creed, Nickelback. That was, some of the butt rock. But I also had a father that I had good music. I'd listen to Led Zeppelin on it, but I couldn't pick that because Andy said I had to do my high school years. So I was honest, unlike Hack.
Oh, is that why you like ass pocket whiskey?
Here it goes. Here it goes. We just started, and it's gonna be a night.
You guys are a little like Todd and I, except I like you both. Let me see what we got here. All right, so your best slow dance or ballad was. Wait a minute, hold on.
Yeah.
Hear You Me, is that correct?
Yeah, Jimmy
Eat World. All right, let me play it.
Oh, Jimmy's good.
I probably know it once I hear it. What was it called? Hear something me?
Hear You Me.
Hear You Me. It sounds beautiful. Let me see.
I can't believe you're playing that one first. Anyway.
Well, I want, you know what? Look, the ballads are great. If you're talking high school dances, everybody remembers the ballads, right? So people put in your ballads now. What were the high school ballads? We will put them up, and I want to spotlight them on the screen. That I got to hear some of that stuff. Look at Frank Rebel. Pause. Oh, you got some great stuff on here. All right, so first category we're doing tonight, you guys can start working on, is best slow dance ballad or makeout song. All right. So
Okay.
there we go.
Oh, this is solid. Come on. You know this one, right?
I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know if I know this. What year is this? I need a fact checker on what year this is.
I think this is like 2001.
What year did you graduate?
2004.
Okay, so you are old enough to drink. That's good. I didn't want to let the facial hair fool you. Okay, that's good.
I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed to say this is the first time I've ever heard this song.
Yeah, I don't think I know this either.
All right. But you know Jimmy Eat World.
Not really. I mean, I remember they had some really popular song. I don't remember which one it was, but
anyone out there in their 30s? All right. I'm almost 40, guys.
Damn millennials. I had a strict no millennial rule on my show, and I didn't realize his beard threw me off. So
I love that I feel young here. That's what I love. All right.
Yeah.
All right, look, so we got some stuff. Up Where You Belong.
Dave, yeah.
A song called Where's Todd? I don't know what song that is, but it sounds like something he'd listen to. Kraken. Let me see. Stairway to Heaven, Alice in Chains, Don't Follow, Slow Dance, Eric Martin, Dave Matthews, Crash Into Me. All right, Everybody Hurts. Oh my God, that's old school.
Oh, Everybody Hurts. That's a good one.
That is a good one.
All right, not bad. What did Mack have? Let me see. Oh, Scorpions, Winds of Change. I'll play that in a minute too. Let me play that. That's fantastic. Mack, what'd you have?
Me or Hack?
I mean, Hack.
I had Heaven by Warrant.
Oh, you win. Heaven by Warrant. I'm going to play that too.
Like I had a girlfriend that it went a little south. I'm not going to look. I don't want to get tearful during this, but man, I remember sitting in front of her house playing this song and just, yeah, I might have cried, maybe.
Hey, we're a supportive community. I think.
Tears are good for ratings, so go ahead.
No, I'm listening to it now, and I'm just. What was really cool about that album? Do you remember the album art on that?
Yeah.
Do you remember the fat guy with the
dollar bills out of his ears?
Yeah. I was like, that was such cool. Like, I don't know. Warrant had the coolest album art, I feel like. Like, it was just really well done.
Can you guys hear it? Can you guys hear that out there?
I can. We should probably.
I don't need to be the
hero.
There we go. As long as I'm the hero of this little guy.
Yeah, it's not fully.
Sounds terrible. All right, there was. It's not the song. It says. I think it's because the echo cancellation. Damn it.
We'll never be invited back, Mac, and it's my fault. I'm sorry.
Figure it out. We may just be talking about these tunes, but
oh no,
I will tell you, Janie Lane, one of the best frontmen and underrated. Did you ever see him? Did you ever see Warrant live?
No. Never had a chance.
They were freaking great. They were really good. One of the best frontmen of all time. If he had gotten clean, and it wasn't drugs, he was straight alcoholic. If he had gotten cleaned up, he would have been fine. But he was talented. He was really good. Terry's More Than Feeling Boston ballad. Make More Than Feeling, another great one. That's fantastic.
That's awesome.
Love it.
I
All right.
I know all these songs and I love all these songs. I just couldn't choose them.
It's you can't pick when you were born. It's fine. That's not your fault. Totally fine.
You're an old soul, Mac. You're an old soul.
That's right.
Well, I think more and more people are becoming old souls because new music is not as good.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the old man fuddy duddy in me, but because I'm sure our parents did the same thing to us. But I mean, I have young kids, and music today bites. It's not good. So I'm gonna, it is good. This Pursuit is great. I can't wait for you to try this, Hack. You're gonna love this.
I can't wait to get it. I really can't. I've had to have this one in honor while I wait.
I guess you could keep the echo on, or we just don't talk as much, or whatever you want to do.
Do you have a headpiece, Mac? If you put a headpiece in, I think it may help his echo.
So you can try. I mean, whatever you want to do, Andy. I don't
All
want
right,
to keep.
let me tell you what. Let me try one thing and see if people can hear. And then if it doesn't work, we don't have to have the music. We can just talk about it. It's not going to kill anybody. You're free to roam about the country. Let me see what we got. Hold on.
We can't. Hack and Matt can't take away the music.
All right.
Never be welcome.
Talk though. Let me see how bad you echo, Brett.
It's a little bit of an echo.
All right, so don't talk. Then let me. How's that? Can you guys hear that? All right, one of you guys in the chat say any better? No,
not really.
Rex says no. All right, if it's just not working, it's not meant to be. That's fine. Not gonna break any hearts with that. That's fine. Let me unecho you again. Still not good. All right. Survey says no. Let me unecho. Okay, you can talk again.
All right.
Here's the one thing that's going to make Todd happy as hell is I still can't figure out the damn. I'm on. So ChatGPT rules because I'm literally sitting here. I'm updating the Rodecaster. I'm doing all these things. I'm plugging in these settings to get all the volumes done, but I cannot get the damn music to work like through the Rodecaster. So it's like, well, step B, go through your Bluetooth. It's like it always sucks, but I'll try it again. So whatever we're talking about tonight, we're not going to be playing it. Sorry, but it's all good.
It's all good. So, yeah, audio is probably the hardest part of any like streaming. It's just, man, it's hard to get it right.
It's not simple, but I'm sure once I get it down, I'm like, well, that wasn't as hard as I thought. So that's usually what happens.
Question about the Pursuit pick. Did they the blend? Is it the same sourced blend in all the double oaks, or do you know the different blends in the double oaks? Because this is Kentucky, Tennessee, and New York.
Yeah, I should know the blend on this. Where's Anthony Peters? I need him because he will email me all the notes.
It's on the side of this one. I just didn't know if they were all the same, Andy. But
no, I don't believe they are. Someone correct you wrong.
Does yours say Kentucky, Tennessee, New York? What's yours say?
Yeah. Yep.
That's what mine says too. I've got two more in there. I could go grab and check just to check, but I think they are all the same. I know
blend.
Tim, who's in the chat, who also is a friend of ours. He's a big time Pursuit guy, and he gets a lot of the distillery only releases. And their batch one is something of legends, and he has one, and it's so good.
Anthony, it's an Ask Anthony session. All double oaks start from the same blend. So
yeah, there you go.
There you go. So yeah. Really good though. There are still some left. If somebody wants to put them in the chat, they're available on shared pour, and we are getting low, but there are still a few of the Chattagonians left too from the Chattanooga whiskey. That's the pick that you and I went on there, Mac, which is really good. So
this bottle's going down.
Yeah. really good stuff. Oh yeah, you're making a dent in that. That's fantastic too. I love Chattanooga. Oh, do you want to talk about that new release you're excited about there?
Oh, you mean the one? Sorry, Andy, which one?
From Chattanooga.
Yeah. Yes, I love this one. I did a video on the Hack and Mack about this, but this one, it keeps getting better. Not just saying that. And I actually had this start out the show when I was setting things up, but I have a couple backups. I know, Andy, we have a few left, but so I will say if you haven't tried it, it's worth grabbing. Again, this is that Tennessee high malt. I know Hack, you brought it to a bottle share. I think a couple in the chat here got to try it as well, and I think it's a really great balance of, because it is a bourbon, right? It's 51% corn, but then it's got that the malt for the rest of that mash bill. Anyway, I really love this one, and yeah, cheers.
Yeah, cheers. This is another fun one. And
Yeah, you know, I'm not a malt guy. I've never been a malt guy. And this one kind of really changed my mind. Like I like it a lot. It's not, I don't like whiskeys that taste more like beer. I want them to taste like whiskey, you know, and then some of the malts almost taste more like an aged beer. And that's not my thing. I didn't come up through whiskey by proxy of learning all the different stouts and all that. Like I know some people did, and that's cool. That wasn't me. Like I didn't do that. But like this one, it's not that same flavor profile. It's got that light chocolate malt balls kind of thing going on, and it's just, man, it's good. It's really, really good. I took it to my bottle share, and there was 18 of it, or I don't know, 15 of us at the bottle share, and everybody that tried it loved it. So that's, man, it's a really good pick. You guys did an awesome job on that one.
no, it's funny because the other pick that we were close to grabbing, we were going to get to, was very stout.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have liked that one. That wouldn't have been me.
I know. And
it's so funny because I've had a couple stout finishes or attempts at it that just did not work at all. But when they're done right, they're really, really good. It's kind of like a good single malt. Like I remember giving the very first single malt that I fell in love with was from Westward Whiskey. It was called their malt chocula, which was fantastic. And I thought it was way overpriced at the time when I grabbed it from a liquor store. They're like, if you don't like it, I'll give you your money back. It's that good. I was like, that's bold. I'm sold. And I'll tell you, I took it to a picnic over at Todd's place, and we killed almost the entire bottle between like 3 or 4 of us because it was so good. I mean, it's just, to this day, one of the greatest single. It actually won our whiskey of the year 3 years ago. And he was like, I hate single. I was like, have you really tried a bunch of them? No, try them, because some of them are good and some of them are garbage. But it's like that with everything. Because we did come through the whiskey, the beer side. Yeah. Because when we were reviewing beers, it was barrel aged beers, and I got this itch to find out what was making all those beautiful notes and flavors come through in the beers. So let's find out more about the whiskey and the barrels that they're resting, and that's how I got on this train. And then Todd swore he'd never do it, and now he's full-fledged, like ready for Betty Ford. So like it's like we're like, so it's great that we were able to do this, but that beer like background actually helped kind of as we got into that journey a little bit. But everybody gets there in a different way, which is kind of funny.
That's true.
Yeah.
How long have you, maybe flip it around on you, Andy? How long have you guys been doing this thing?
We started, gosh, about 7 years ago, maybe. But we have gone through multiple identity and midlife crisis, I think, on this, because when we first started, it was really we were just going to brew beer together. Now, anybody who's known Todd for a while and follows him, you guys called yourself MGP whores. Is that what you guys called yourselves before?
Sluts, the technical term.
Okay, I didn't mean to mislabel you and correct you with those terrible words. Right. MGP sluts. Okay. Well, Todd would be a camera slut, but not good enough for OnlyFans because he loves to film everything and have his face out there. Okay. And this is true. I mean, he really does. He also, he chronicles everything he does. So he's, let's brew beer. He's like, and we're going to make it a channel. I was like, no, we're not. We're just going to brew beer. That's all we're going to do. And I told him I wouldn't do it. And of course, being the good snake oil salesman he is, eventually I was like, okay, fine. So if we're going to do it, we have to have a logo and we have to do all these things. And so we started making videos on how to brew beer. Then a couple breweries actually gave us a chance to showcase some of their beers, local breweries. We thought it was the coolest thing in the world. People send us free beer. So like, hell, we'll do that too. So we started doing all these beer videos. COVID hit and everyone got a whiskey channel.
Yeah.
We didn't. We decided it would be fun to do whiskey and beer and music and all together and wrap it up into this like top 10 list. We were doing top 10 lists. We do top 10 battles, whether it's albums or movies and then, and we had this really awesome community of followers, but they were all over the place. And so it was like a little piece of something for everybody, but we couldn't kind of figure it out and put it all together. And then after what probably was poor time, we should have done it during COVID. About a year later, we dove headfirst and changed everything to be very more whiskey centric and kind of the beer, bourbon, and rock and roll thing. And it's been taken off from there. It's been great. We've been growing, but we've missed multiple opportunities to kind of catch the wave at the right time. It was breaking. But we got a great group of Patreons. We've done, upwards of 16, 17 picks by the time the year's over, which we never even imagined stuff like that would happen. Met some amazingly cool people. So it's been a really cool journey, and it's gone a lot faster than we think. So you guys being relatively new to the game, you'll blink, and as long as you absolutely don't hate each other, you guys will find yourselves down the road saying, damn, this went fast and this has been awesome. So
I will say behind the just sort of a VH1 behind the music here. Remember that, by the way, which is awesome.
Mhm.
Andy, I asked him before, like, hey, like, what are some of your favorite, picks this year? And he's like, I've been actually going to too many single barrel picks to even have a lot of this stuff. And I'm like, that's what I want. I want to be able to say I've mostly just been drinking single barrels like the whole year. And I haven't even been able to get around to some of it, which is awesome.
You actually need that. You need someone in your life that tells you to quit buying so much damn whiskey. That's what we need. And I thought that Bourbon Bill would help us with that. Like when we had him on, like, right. So we do this whole thing with Bourbon Bill to try to convince Mack that not to buy every fucking buff turkey known to man. And so very first thing I ask him as soon as Bourbon Bill goes off, I go, hey, did he get through to you? He goes, not really.
No. But now you got Veronica in the chat. Thanks a lot, Hack. All right.
No, look, hey,
Anyway.
we're here to help you. We're here. We're here to we're here because we let Veronica agree. See, we're here.
My point with that, Andy, was that I'm impressed with the fact that your life is going out and doing these single barrel picks, and that's what I want, and that's awesome.
Well, there's a couple things at play. I wasn't long ago when I was in your shoes, and at some point I ran out of hiding places in the house, and my wife was like, seriously, dude, what the hell? And I'm like, oh yeah, it's just people keep sending me. So I was like, my ass, you're not having 85 people send you things every week. Like I had way too much, and I couldn't drink everything that's back there in 2 lifetimes. So that's when I started to say, I don't need this much. Let's give stuff away. Let's sell stuff. Let's share stuff. Let's start doing things like that. And I wasn't chasing names and labels anymore either. Like that was the one thing. Like I had to have an old card, or I had to find an old card. Like, let's go out and do that. And I've got 5 or 6 of them. They're all half drunk, and they're not bad. They're great, but I just couldn't keep doing that. A, it wasn't fiscally responsible, and B, I mean, what can I do with all that? Right. So, and then coupled with once Todd started doing the shorts, like he needed a lot of whiskey. So he would come over all the time, and I kept giving him stuff like, take this, take this, take this, take this. And so he's reviewing all this stuff, and he's got like a new one every day. But then when people are sending stuff from distilleries, he's got his name on all of it. So he usually drinks all the samples before I try them. So he's trying all the new stuff too that I'm not getting. So I'm really focusing on single barrels, finding new distilleries, trying to get stuff from places and see what works and what doesn't. And then also finding palettes that you jive with. Like that's what if you ask me my dream, it would be that people say, if 21090 picked it, I want to buy it. Like that's what I want. I want them to say, I've never had that distillery or heard of it before, but if you guys are putting your stamp on it, we're going to do it. And that's what I want. Like I know there's a couple people from Breaking Bourbon that I follow when I read their blogs, and depending on the score they give it, if they like it that much, I'll get it because I know it's good, because I trust their palates. I did start to jive, and I think that's what I'm looking at, kind of that respect. So that's where I am. But it wasn't too long ago I was in your shoes, man. I was just grabbing everything I could find. So
so anyway, one more thing, another compliment, because I know you don't like compliments any, but you guys, I have not seen another group out there with the level of unique picks and like that you're not getting out there. Like people aren't getting these picks, and the level of picks. So it's just really impressive too.
Well, thank you. That David Bazak just said our very first one that's still Austin Castrate is still his favorite. That is awesome. Our Poursome also. I mean, that's the very first one that we ever did. That was there's the Poursome awesome. That's the OG that we did, and
that's awesome.
I mean, I was in heaven out there, hot as hell in the Rick House out in Austin.
Do you remember what month it was, roughly?
Memory is so bad. I think it was early September. If I'm not, I could be wrong.
Yeah, there's certain months where they won't even let you go out there because it's too much of a heat risk.
Yeah, I mean, it was great. It's awesome. So I appreciate that. Yeah, everybody was digging it. It was great, and that was the thing. It's like, let's just find stuff that's, really, really tasty, and let's introduce people to it. Now, sometimes they say it's better to be lucky than good. We've had some luck along the way. Our music topic kind of captivated, for whatever reason, Nancy Fraley, because she plays bass. She's a big guitar, she's a big musician. And she stumbled on our show and she loved it. And so she started saying, hey, I work with Still Austin. Here's where to go to find the good stuff and all these. So it's really kind of, those things help too, right? So let's not lie. There it is. There's the old pick. God, I haven't seen that.
I don't have the old pick. I would only dream of having that old pick. But
I can send you some samples if you want.
I'd be so, and I'll send you. So a pick I did here locally, July 12th. We have a barrel coming that's just around 7.5 years old for Still Austin, which is
nice.
I know that doesn't sound old in normal whiskey years, but for Still Austin, that's super old. And so
our first pick was 3 years old. I mean,
there you go.
That heat ages it so fast, but it is something different, which is kind of cool. What's up, James? What's everybody sipping on out there?
Yeah,
I would love to hear what you guys. We're drinking some good stuff tonight. We're talking a little bit of music because the music's not really working. Songs from your high school years. What was the second topic that people can? Let me see.
Ultimate Stadium Rocker.
Oh, Stadium Rocker. I know what I had for. Actually, I didn't even reveal my ballad. So my ballad for mine was, well, that should be pretty a no-brainer. But mine was "Love of a Lifetime" by Firehouse. That was 1990. That was.
I haven't thought about them in forever.
That was my best slow dance ballad makeout song. But rocker, I had to go the next year up. I don't think anything has been such a ginormous anthemic rocker than Enter Sandman that came out the following year. So that was my Stadium Rocker that came out. So Stadium Rockers from your high school years. Pick any of the 5 years, and you guys can put it in the chat. And then also tell us what you're drinking on. Tell everybody what you're, other than, well, Roman's sipping on water, so that's fine too. Whatever you're sipping on.
Can I say, whatever you did to get this thing, it might be my top 10 whiskeys a year at the end of this year. I don't know what kind of magic happened in this barrel, but it's delicious.
I'm glad you like it. Anthony was out there again with me on that one. That we, this is,
I'm gonna pour it.
That was one of my favorite experiences, going out to Michigan to do that. The guys were cool as hell. Sean and Dan were just really, really good guys. And it's funny because we've been going up against them for so many years unintentionally and getting our ass kicked. And as we started to grow, like, God, if we could just steal 1 or 2 a week, we'd be doing all right. But they were some of the most authentic, nice guys that you could possibly meet, which I mean, I'll be honest, there are some people in the bourbon world who are not like that. So the fact that they are that big and that gracious made it all that more sweet. But both the rye and the bourbon are two of my favorite picks. I am in love with the rye. I think the rye is an absolute steal. Dan didn't want to give it away because he's like, if you guys don't want that whole barrel, we'll take it. We're like, nah, we're gonna take it. But yeah, the old cherry rye. I don't know if you saw the labels on those. They're all up your hack. They're all kind of up your alley. But these are the labels on those. So there's the cherry rye, and then instead of monkey business from Skid Row, we did junkie business. So that was the bourbon. So yeah,
love it.
That rye is something special. I'm not gonna lie to you. That is absolutely glorious. Yeah.
Do you think, we were having this conversation a while back, do you think that ryes take finishes better?
It depends on what it is, But I think in the most part, yes, because finishes tend to be sweet. But if it's going to be like a fortified wine or something like that, then I think it plays so well with the spicy notes that come from a rye. And so I think it really is just a nice marriage. Sometimes sweet on sweet just doesn't work as well. So I do like the rye finish tend to kind of appeal to me a bit more. But I'm a rye drinker in general. I like rye on its own. Like I'm a big rye fan. So I'm totally good with either. But there's been some damn good finished bourbons too.
True.
Let's see what we got here. Tim just poured some Chattanooga. Chat again. It. Love it. Very good. 80s Rock was dead when I was in high school. I had to say Lights Out UFO was one of the all time rock. I too love that. That's a good one too. Cherry Pie. Oh, you were running around my time too. We're the champions.
You know, that's an interesting pour by Tim. He keeps talking about this too. Circle City. He's got a 50-50 blend that's half turkey, half Heaven Hill. And we're in this like buff turkey like craziness. That Circle City stuff is super intriguing to me. Have you had any of that, Andy?
I have not.
I mean,
yeah. Mac, you got any Circle City in that over there?
I don't, unfortunately. I think maybe Tim might have. Hopefully, come to the bat for me. I would love it. That was good.
That's the stuff that I miss a little bit. Like when I was in that phase of trying everything I possibly could, I would just grab it. Now I'm being more selective. Like I kind of have to go on a recommendation or try it first, especially if you're going to get a whole bottle. But when we were in Michigan, we did a bottle share, and got something. I think Ganny Road was up there. LP was up there, and they brought some stuff, and some of the Michigan stuff, like some of the Michigan whiskey was wonderful. Like I never had Iron Fish before, and that was outstanding. I completely snubbed my nose at New Holland because that's a brewery. Breweries can't do whiskey well. Well, I was wrong. I love New Holland stuff. Two James has some good stuff that I liked up there. I love Traverse City, obviously Evernorth. So I was like, damn, Michigan's got it going on in the whiskey game. Like I was loving it. So like it's great sometimes to be reintroduced to some of these things too that you haven't had or heard of. So I actually want to do a Michigan tour for barrel picks maybe next year where we hit like 2 or 3 and pick from a couple different places. So that's kind of on my radar. Keep that idea open, boys, if you want to partake.
Absolutely.
Now you're Hack, where are you located?
Yeah, I'm Houston, Texas. I'm
okay.
I'm about 30 minutes south of there. Small, not small. Everything's big around here. It's just one big city that you drive 2 hours across and you're still in it, and so I live in a suburb called Pearland, about 30 miles south of Houston. I'm Texas raised, born, bred, been here my whole life, but my work has taken me kind of all over the country. So I've traveled kind of everywhere for my work over the last 20 years or whatever. But in the Houston kind of area, a lot of us that, have been in different whiskey clubs, communities, we've created a little whiskey club here that we like to do bottle shares and get-togethers. And we do some fun stuff around here. And I know some of the guys, since I've started really tracking you guys, we a lot of them love classic rock and the music stuff, and so they've been loving listening to you guys. So it just here's the thing about me, and it's not meant to be offensive anyway, but like I got into this with Mack to like do the whiskey tube thing, and I don't watch any whiskey tubers. So like when we decided to do it, like I had no clue what's out there. Like I don't know what other people are doing. And so Mack was like, hey, you need to check these guys too. I was like, yeah, they're really cool. And like, how did I not know? And it's like, just because I'm just an idiot and I kind of stay in my own lane. But like now that I'm getting into it, I'm like, oh, there's a lot of really great stuff out there. But also I think there's some people, like you said, that like, since we've started the YouTube thing that are like, not that helpful and don't want to be cool. And I'm like, well, I don't understand why. We're two dudes that mean nothing. And so the fact you guys have been so cool to us and helped us, like that's just awesome. And I'm deeply appreciative because it's just cool. I mean, that you've helped us.
I mean, we're tadpoles in the bond too. So I mean, it's all levels, and it's I'd rather meet some good people and have a smaller pocket than kind of pass people by and have them think that we're a couple of jerks because we think that everything we do is perfect. It's whiskey subjective. I'd rather just enjoy it and have fun with people, and that's kind of most of the people are usually on that path. I'm a big wine guy too. Like I love wine. And so it's actually my first love. So if they're like, you can pick one spirit the rest of your life, I'd have to say bye to beer and whiskey, and I would take wine because it's maybe the Italian blood. But most of the people that you meet are cool about that too. You can talk about, hey, I like this style, I don't like this. But then you get these kind of uptight snobs, and everything is, this is garbage, and you have to hold the glass the right way, and all these. And I'm like, I don't have time for that shit. And unfortunately, there's some whiskey people like that too. And they're usually the ones that you don't really agree with anyway, because they usually snub their nose at stuff that most people think is really, really good, which is kind of why they probably don't like it to begin with. They're the ones that want the the wine that smells like horse manure because it was grown in a pasture. Like, this is gorgeous. Like, no, it smells like shit. Like, most people don't like that. But that's why. Yeah, I can't get down with that kind of stuff. I'd rather just surround myself with good people,
Yeah, and like not being pretentious, right? Like we're not pretentious. I'm not pretentious. I would never, have any sort of glassware that would look pretentious. Which a little teaser. I know that you have a couple samples over there for later. I don't know if we're gonna get to that, but there's a certain type of glassware I must drink with a certain sample. I say.
He's fancy glass man over there.
Tell me what glass to pour that now, because I've actually been kind of chomping at the bit to try the next.
Well, you've got to try the whiskey of the year.
So
Calumet 18,
the vampire whiskey.
All right, let's
get the vampire box out. This is not a complete experience unless you show the vampire box. We have to show the vampire box.
1 second.
All right, you go off and get it. This is gonna be good. He's even blocked the camera.
Oh yeah, this box probably cost more than what did Bourbon Bill say? A small Corolla. Like it is something of legend. Like it literally, like when he opens the Calumet box, I'm pretty sure you'll hear the vampire music in the background. Like I swear to you, like that's
all right. I am now completely and totally intrigued and can't wait.
You got to see this. I hope that.
Here's a question for you from Kraken. He wants to know, what do you watch if you're not watching Whiskey Tube?
What's crazy is like I spend like a ton of time, like I don't watch a lot of TV. I don't do a lot of that. Like when I get into something, I get into something. And so for me, a lot of times, like the whiskey events that I want to do, and I want to do stuff in person. So like this is like, I give Mack a hard time about his whiskey collection, but like I've got a tasting room in there with a few, like couple hundred bottles. And so I'll have people over and I'll have them at the whiskey tasting room, and we'll try whiskey and we'll do things. But I don't have this. I don't have a vampire box whiskey, and I just really need you guys to see this.
I'm going to spotlight you here, Brett. Before I do, this is what I'm talking about. Anthony goes, looking at my bottle of sheep's tongue smoked rye whiskey, thinking, am I part of the problem? That's my favorite comment.
That's a good one, Anthony.
That is awesome.
Favorite awesome. Night. I love it. All right, let's put the camera on you, buddy.
All right. And I know, anyway, Anthony's got some thoughts about
the glass.
Oh, God. Oh, hold on. We got to move this. I hardly have room for this beautiful bottle. Something's gonna break here.
Don't break the Evernorth.
I know.
They're sold out.
This is the Calumet 18, and it might beat Jack 14 this year for me. But
all right, that's a bold call.
So, do you have it poured up there?
I do have it poured up. What's the MSRP on this, by the way?
Do we need to talk about that? Do we need to?
It's like 500.
Sweet. So,
but I got it for 425. So just transparency, and like some other tubers, we don't get sent bottles, but hopefully one day. But anyway, look at this bottle.
Damn, look at that. That is a beautiful. See, I am a sucker for a decanter bottle. Like I do love it. If I can reuse that bottle for an infinity, like that is pretty.
CJP, CJP, I have shared this. It's not just me drinking it, but
Corvette Trey agrees with you. Corvette Trey says that the Calumet 18 is better than JD 14.
All right, well let's see the sexy pour here too. Hold on, go ahead. There we go.
Oh, look at the glass. Look at the long legs. Those are some long legs on that glass.
Look at
this
this.
is my Calumet glass.
Wow, that is that.
That's
You know, it probably does taste better. It's like you're like one of those girls from the 1970s with those long ass cigarettes that bother people on the plane. you know what I'm talking about?
You're like one of those girls. I love that comment. Hack's gonna love that one.
Oh, that's so good. When he brought that glass out live on me on stream, I was just like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Oh, that's awesome. Look at that. You bought that specifically for the Calumet, yeah?
Well, yes. Let's just say yes to that. But this is a spirits glass.
Yeah.
So,
was that like it's a brandy glass or something? I don't know. It's pretty.
Also, the color on this is like ruby red, beautiful. So anyway, I'm a big fan of this whiskey. I wish it wasn't this expensive, but I would just
it does taste better in higher elevation.
Like this nose.
Ooh, wow. In the words of Homer Simpson, oh fat Tony. Ooh, that is nice.
Hack's jealous.
Yeah, I'm jealous. I didn't.
There's one coming.
I had to settle for the 16 because the 18 doesn't exist around here. But I'm really interested in what Andy has to say.
This is going to sound so lame. If it's such things as say this smells expensive, it smells it smells expensive. God. The other thing is, so this sample was to be split for me and Todd, correct?
I think Todd. So we cracked. Well, I brought some to Old Line, so I think some folks got this, and then I think I don't know if Todd took it back. Anyway, I don't know. I can't.
Did he try it?
I don't know if he's recorded a sample video yet of it.
All right, because I'm thinking about drinking it all and refilling it with something bad. So
that would be
just
that would be awesome.
Just to let you know.
Look, Anthony. Oh, you got to
some Dickel. Anthony. Send him like a Tabasco Dickel.
Well,
back in that.
And that's going to be Bourbon Bill's take. You can get Dickel 20-year for half the price of the state.
There is a lot of people absolutely despise though Dickel, which is kind of funny. I was never in that camp, but some people just absolutely despise him. Just hate him.
Oh yeah. All right. So did you get in here yet, or what? Are we just?
Yeah, you're gonna. You know how it is. You've been on a pick with me. It takes me forever today to go through these things. I'm sorry.
Well, no. You do. You're good. You're the boss here.
No, it's good. So I've listened to him taste this about 30 times on stream now, so I can kind of give you Max notes if you'd like.
Let's see.
It's got that cherry. It's just right at the front.
Let him taste it, Hack. Let him taste it.
I will say though, the note though that you do get some oak presence. There's like I rarely ever use this as a descriptor because it feels so. I don't know. I struggle to say it unless I really smell it. But there's like leather notes on here that I'm getting like pulling from this, which is strange for me.
It's got like a dusty nose, which is old whiskey nose, like 90s Austin Nickel.
There's age on this, and you do get some of those like the oak presence is definitely there on this, which is nice, but it's not overpowering, which can be a pain. And I can tell you right now, I like the nose on this 10 times better than Elijah Craig 18. So like I can tell you that out of the bat.
Hey, listen, chat. Anybody in the chat, do you have Calumet 18? If you do, let us know what you think.
What's up, Tom?
God, here it goes. Oh wait, did you see what Anthony said?
What did he say?
No,
that's one of Mack's favorite moves. Is he breaks out the most hard to find bottles you can ever imagine, and then asks the chat if they have it.
Yeah, that was a bad move last time. All right, Andy, what are we
Oh,
thinking here?
oh, that's very good.
He's having a spiritual moment, I think.
No, I was laughing at Brett as he was taking it because it was the dainty little sip like that. With it, he was lighting his long cigarette. So like on the plane.
Look how thin. If this doesn't break in the next 2 weeks, I'm scared.
Well, let me go back again.
There are a few stores with it locally. Many of us $500 price tag. Yeah, I hear you. I got this for $425. It's still the most expensive bottle I've purchased.
Can I stop you right there, and then you can continue? Put in the chat. Everybody's got something they've done. Put your most expensive purchased whiskey bottle in the chat. I would love to know everybody's most expensive.
Oh, that's a great question.
What's the most expensive bottle you've ever purchased on your own? Wasn't given to you. No bottle shares or splits. Your most expensive one. Proceed, Brett. Sorry.
No. I know it is cringe, and I'm not trying to be cringe. I get it. I way overspent, over budget for this, and I deserve all the flack and hate for it. But yeah, it's Victor's 10 for $240.
Yeah. We've all made those decisions, haven't we? Where we, I mean, that's.
Yeah, I mean, we all have different, we all have different sort of ranges or situations, and this is mine. No.
So I'm gonna make Buffalo Bill mad again, but this kind of has the when he was talking about his disdain for the buff turkey, right? Just couldn't stand it. A lot of those notes that he says he didn't like, I feel are what makes some of these older whiskeys pop a little bit, and I also remember him talking about, Wild Turkey, Buffalo Trace, they're hiding how much they could actually make and pull in quantities. I agree with a lot of that. I really do. I mean, they're the InBev of whiskey, but at the same time, they got the stock and they produce things the right way. And there's a market and people will grab it. Some of it's good, some of it's not. But I think this is really well done. I think it's better than Elijah Craig 18 easily. If that's the only other 18 I can compare it to, because I haven't had a ton of 18s. I think the Knob Creek, but this is stellar.
I mean, relatively 18-year whiskey like that for that price point's not that. I mean, it's a lot of money, but it's not that. I mean, crazy, really. And at the end of the day, like the uniqueness of it, and if you enjoy it, and you're like. Here's the thing too, like Mack's sharing it with friends, like he's sending samples to people, and he's like, that's what's so cool about him. He's not buying a bottle for $500 just to flaunt and be like, hey, I'm this dude. He wants other people to try it and like enjoy the experience with him, which I think
I agree with.
I love that dude, man. That's why I love him, because he's just like, if it's my whiskey, it's your whiskey. I kind of feel the same way, but Mack is like that guy. Like if he's got it, he's gonna share it, and that's so cool, man.
I concur. I agree. Now, the only thing I would say to counter that, though, is he shares it. He's very generous. He's a nice guy. I met him, wonderful. But when he drinks out of that glass, can you do it again? Like that?
What are you talking about? I don't know what you.
This
I don't know why people.
This is where the credibility is lost. Is that look how long that stem is?
Guys. I know what you're talking about. I'm a Jack and Coke guy.
I'm a Jack and Coke guy. Pinkies up, Dan. And then we just that's all. This is great. I appreciate letting me try. Okay, hold on. Corvette Trade didn't tell me what you spent the $469.99 on, but that sounds like a nice hefty pour. Let's see. Okay, 12-year Willet Purple Top. What was the price on that, Tim? Mixtures 10 for $240. Oh, a little JD for $400. All right. President's Choice Rye. Guys, put tags, because I'd love to know what you paid for that. Augusta Buckner's $320. Victor's 10 for $180. Let's see. That's another good. I do like Victor's 10 is a really good pour. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on.
Oh, there you go, Anthony.
1060 for $375. Very old Saint Nick unicorn cask. Only one who's going to try anything to eat distill. Wow. Okay.
That's something special right there. My goodness.
Right now, you are in the lead, my friend. 21-year-old Four Roses, 500 from Terry. That sounds delicious. Let's see. We
exciting.
got Corey's got the single Rickhouse Camp Nelson F cost me $250.
Don't tell Bourbon Bill.
Wow. All right. That's from Russian River. Let's see what we got here. The 210.
The buff turkey coming, baby.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's a good one.
Well played, sir. Well played. Okay, I like it. All right, let me see. Okay. 282. That's not that's up there too. Let me see. We're okay, passing on 50, 650. Okay, first. All right. 600 on a Willet. All right. 285 for BC Rye. All right. Wow. All right. So there's just so we've all done it. Like we've all taken out the card and said like, what the hell, put it on there. And whether we live with regret or not, I mean, that's it becomes part of the portfolio. So I'm trying to think of what the most I've spent on. And I don't think it was an old Carter. I think I did something one up on that may have been over 300. But I think that's about as high as I've gone. And I will say, I'm in love with old Carter's American whiskeys. Their bourbons and ryes, I think I've overspent on for some of them, but their American whiskeys are fantastic. What was that one damn whiskey I did? The whiskey in a sack that I spent way too much freaking money on. All right, I got to show you guys this. I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves for 20 seconds. You guys are doing that.
So,
I got to pull this.
Yeah, we'll carry.
Whiskey Habit said I probably could get 10 bottles a month, or could get the Calumet 18, and that's a really good point.
That's a great point.
I can't argue with that. Yeah,
that's a great point. No, I mean, I think the thing about whiskey budgets, right? Like it's kind of it's kind of a mythical creature, right? Like you try to decide like, hey, what's my budget? And then
look at
and then you get this drop, you get that drop, you get this. But also the thing is like, look, I'm never going to tell somebody else how to spend their money. Like, you want to go buy it, go get it.
Yeah.
That's you. Like, if you can afford it, that's what you want to do. But also, like, I mean, you're not buying it to flaunt. You're buying it to drink it, which that's the cool part.
That's a good point. But Gotcha Rexy in the chat, what is the most hack spent in 5 minutes at Good Times?
Oh God, yeah. My ticket for Good Times is bigger than anybody that just mentioned, and I walked out with a haul.
Thank you, Tyler. Check in the mail. Sorry, Calumet 18 sample in the mail.
Is wonderful. It's a good pour.
Yeah, what did you think, Amy? I mean, obviously, if it's expensive, but do you like it?
No, I do. I really do.
Did you have JD 14 or no? Yeah,
I did.
Okay.
I've heard people say they liked this better than JD 14.
Yep.
I'd have to try them side by side because I really liked the 14 a lot. The thing with me with older whiskey is there's always that kind of that cusp where you've gone from just right to too much oak for my taste.
Yeah, me too.
So when we were picking the 16-year buff turkey out in Middlesburg with Jay,
humble brag,
we sampled about 5 of them, five of the buff turkey, 6 buff turkey barrels, and 4 of them out of the gates I knew were just too oaked for my taste.
Yeah,
some people may have loved them, but it reached that point where I was like, nope, that's too much for me. And one was like, and this might go to Bill's what he was talking about. It tasted more like a slightly younger version because it didn't kill you with oak. So you could have mistaken it for like a 12-year or a 13 or something like that, which is what I kind of liked about it because it didn't slap you in the face with oak, but it still told you you're drinking something that's been sitting here for a while, which I really liked. So it's got to have that really perfect balance. And I think I would love to put this side by side with a JD.
Yeah.
You know what? Because I like both pours are really, really good.
And I happen to have this bottle right here. which
Oh,
is
12 is great.
this is JD12, the batch 3, which I actually do agree with Bill on that this one is better than 2. I've had both, and I've
Better than
got this
14.
unpopular opinion. You talk about things that get too much oak. Like I personally like the 12 more than the 14.
Oh, there's
That's
nothing.
just me.
The
That's
J,
just me. And I have the 14. I own the 14, but I just think it's got a little too much oak impact on it for me. But not everyone's going to feel that way.
yeah, and that's the subjective nature of whiskey. Because for me, the 10 is still my favorite JD port. If I have
More than the 12.
I will sit down on the 10 all year, all day long. I love it. It's one of my favorite all-time Jack Daniel's pours. Absolutely love it. It may not be as beautiful and perfect as the 12 or the 14, but if I'm just going to sit down and say I want something really, really good to sip on with my friends, that 10 is killer. I love it. And Jimmy, what's going on, my friend? I have to give him a shout out. Jimmy is our local, for you guys that didn't know, ridiculously creative artist. He's a bourbon beer connoisseur. Barrel-aged beer connoisseur. He's a whiskey drinker out in the great state of Arkansas. And he is filming his first movie that he's doing. He's actually written a script. He's filming it. I've been seeing some of his content and following. I've got a signed poster of the movie poster in the back, and his trailers are getting ready to go. He's crazy talented. So stay on the.
How do you get? Does he do Instagram? Where do you find Jimmy?
Jimmy, put your stuff up there, man, for people to follow you, so they can kind of get a sneak peek at it. Because it's
I'd love to check that out. I'm a huge movie guy. I love movies. Hey, that reminds me, you had something on your list that I'm really interested in on your
the soundtrack.
Music. Yeah, I want to know that one.
Let's switch gears and we'll do that topic next.
Sorry, I don't mean to jump around, but I just really
I love it.
Interested in that one.
Best song from a movie soundtrack from your 4 high school years. So here's throw that out there to the chat. What is your favorite song from a movie soundtrack from your high school years? And Brett, this isn't to laugh at you because you're a little bit younger, but you know what? Soundtracks got less and less important as years progressed. Yeah. They were the staple and backbone of a lot of those movies in the late 70s and the early 90s. And they were like, people would like just flock to that. You would see a bestseller list that included artists and then an actual movie soundtrack, which you never see anymore, which is really kind of cool. Yeah. So for me, 1992 or 3, I can't remember which year it came out, but I think it may have been 2. Young Guns 2 soundtrack, Blazing Glory. That's mine.
That's such a good pick. I didn't even think of that. I wish I had thought of that one.
That's mine. So
the Young Guns, those are, man, that's a great.
Even though I was a kid of the 90s, the Say Anything, Peter Gabriel, the boombox. Come on, you know what I'm talking about? Come on, Say Anything, the film.
Yeah.
In Your Eyes.
Yes.
That was from a movie. I didn't know it was from a movie.
I'm saying soundtrack. Yeah, so I always associated that, but even though I'm a 90s kid, I feel like the 80s stuff.
Yeah. There's Jimmy's handles if you guys want to follow. Jimmy's random guy. He's just a good guy. Every time I go out to Arkansas for work, I make sure that I meet him and his beautiful wife for a beer. They're just 2 of the nicest people you'll ever meet. So, and I cannot wait to see the final product, my friend. But In Your Eyes with John Cusack holding the boombox. Okay, why do I keep
thinking
anything?
Say Anything. That was the name of that movie.
Every time I hear that, I just keep thinking of Breakfast Club. Like at the end, like that's so I in my head.
Same kind of vibe.
Yeah. Put yours in there. What is your favorite movie soundtrack from your era? Put it in there from your high school era. What did you have? What do you got, Hack? What do you think?
Yeah, so I went to a movie from 1990, which I don't know. I still think this might be my favorite movie of all time, and it's Goodfellas, right? Like I just love that movie. And so the song, it's not from that era, but it's a little bit older. And I've told you, like my dad, and it's Give Me Shelter by the Rolling Stones.
Oh, that's great. That's
like, and that whole sequence that they do right through there, where everything just goes to shit, and they start playing that song, and everything's just like kind of coming to a head in the movie right there. Like I don't know. I love Goodfellas, and I love that song. And I bet you the Rolling Stones have been used in a lot of movies a lot of times. Like I just feel like they're used a ton. But back then in 1990, it was kind of new, like to use the Stones in that way, and just I don't know, that whole sequence was so cool. Like Goodfellas.
I love that. That's a great pick. Pick any song for the Pirates of the Caribbean soundtracks from 2004 to 28. All right, Rex got that. The Purple Rain, I love this, and Danger Zone from Top Gun. Those are great. Yeah, Kenny Loggins had some great content. Todd's was always Under the Sea from Little Mermaid. He really liked that one. That was one of his favorites. Hence, he's on that Disney cruise. I think that's nice. Let's see, what else do we have?
Ooh, Eye of the Tiger, Rocky. That's a good one too.
Oh yeah, that's killer. Kind words. Yeah, man. Can't wait. The favorite soundtrack for a movie is called The Hidden. Okay.
The Hidden.
Very nice. Let's see. Lindsay Lohan's and Grace and Free. Okay. There we go. Right. I'll try. Look, I trust Cindy. If she says good, I'll go with it. That's fine. Jimmy, I will be out in Arkansas soon, brother. So don't you worry. I'll see you. Oh, invitation to be in the next movie. Hell yeah, man. Awesome. If there's a scene where a bearded Italian gets to off a skinny bald guy, you let me know. We'll both be there. It'll be fun. So we can do that. The Tiger's a great one. What did I miss? You've missed a lot, man. What's going on, Chris? And we've fired Todd. We've got Welcome Hack and Mack. They're now 21090, so you don't have to worry about Todd anymore. So that's good. That's what you missed so much. Don't make me tell my story, Anthony. Kiss from a Rose from Batman soundtrack was everywhere. Brett, did I tell you the Kiss from a Rose story?
I don't know this one. No.
I'm going to do it. And I feel like the old man who tells the story a couple times, too many times. I'm going to say it anyway. I was in Chicago years and years ago for business. And we went to this place downtown, which was known for the best street food in Chicago. They had these communal kind of seats where booths were almost like everyone's kind of like sitting with each other. Mm-hmm. So my buddy and I would go in, we grab our food, we sit down, and this like big SUV Hummer pulls up outside, and this entourage comes in, grabs our food, sits down right with us at our section at our table. And these girls are coming over and they're getting pictures taken in there, snapping pictures and stuff like that. And I'm like, who's this guy? I couldn't resist any longer. So I see one of us been the bouncers, this big black guy. He's probably like 6'7", 350 pounds, all muscle. I'm like, hey man, who is this guy? Everybody seems to love him. And this is pre all the shit that would really get him in trouble. But he goes, that's R. Kelly, man. And I was like, R. Kelly. He looks like, man, I love that song, Kiss from a Rose. And everybody's face just kind of looks like, what the hell, dude?
Oh no.
And he looks at me and goes, man, that's Seal. And I'm like, check, please. Like quietly, like, well, it's nice to meet you, Mr. Kelly. You're gonna go out there. He's like, man, that's Seal. That's awful. Like, yep, sorry, did not get that right. But that's my. So when I heard every time I hear "Kiss from Rose," I'm like, I can't not. So bad.
That's amazing. That's awesome.
Oh, dude, I love Gangsta's Paradise from Dangerous Minds. That is awesome. Top Gun, Flashdance. That's a blast from the past.
Oh yeah, Flashdance. Wow.
Yeah,
Zone. Yeah, Top Gun.
Everyone, I'm Better Off Dead. But she does. This is yeah. Look at people putting stuff in. I love it. This is taking me back. This is good stuff. All right. Okay, that was phenomenal. Thank you for the sample. Wow. I loved it. That was really good. I'm torn on whether or not to finish the rest of it or let Todd try some. But do you want to do a little side by side comparison
of what of the
Raven?
Yeah, I think Hack's got Raven.
I do. Yeah.
Too. All right, let's do it. So we're gonna do the Raven 1 versus Raven 2. Let's do that. That'll be a fun little experiment here.
I know Todd really likes. I think I know his review on the first one, he really loves them.
Which means the second one's better. Let's see. Put them there.
Yeah, so this is my first dance with the Raven. Mack introduced me to this, and one of my local guys, he was picked in the take lottery, and they were letting you get 2 bottles at a time. So
Yeah,
nice.
he picked me one up. Very kind of Andrew here in Houston. Appreciate you, buddy. And yeah, I'm very excited to get one of these. The blend on this is nuts. Have you guys seen this? Like, it's like you've got 2 9-year Indianas, a 10-year Kentucky, and a 14-year Kentucky. And they throw all this in here together. This is the 2 that I've got that's got this blend. I know the 1 is a different blend, right, Matt?
No, it is actually the same blend
and
age statement, which is very interesting. And I was surprised about.
It's just a little higher proof on the first batch.
Yep.
Okay. So exact same blend, they just a little different proof.
Yeah.
Nose is so good on this.
Did you guys, Andy, when you went down there to the secret lair, to Jay's secret lair, come on, you got any secrets to share of what's going on? I hear those barrels are awesome. I mean, I've got a couple of the single barrels, and this Raven's awesome, and you guys got to pick one, but that seemed like an epic trip.
I'll say this. I was blown away by what Jay has going on, because he is one of the most humble guys you'll meet. He is the epitome of what my grandfather used to say, the smartest people say the least. Like, he's not out there throwing out stuff, getting involved with the wrong crowds, or getting on the wrong streams, or saying the wrong things. Like, he's just a really smart guy.
Mm-hmm.
And he knows what he's doing. And we walked out there to his facility, and it was gorgeous. I mean, it was beautiful. Because I was expecting a rather small operation, especially after being at Evernorth and you know, Old Line, and some places where it's like, you are working in some small confinements here. It was gorgeous. So, and there's more to come with that. You'll see more from him. Jay's going to be at. Well, here's a cheap plug.
No. Excited.
Jay is going to be, and we'll be having samples of some of our upcoming Reveries picks at the Rock the Rick House. And it's going to be happening on July the 19th at Old Line Spirits, which we're really excited about. So if you can make it out there, we've got right now, I think we're pushing upwards. We're getting close to triple digits. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think we're up around close to 80 people, which is awesome. So it's going to be fun. And there is going to have to be a cap eventually. So it's free to come to. Jonathan Maizano from K Luke is going to be there. We're going to be letting you guys sample our 2 picks from them. David Souza from Corbin Cash is coming back, which is awesome. And we're going to be sipping on some stuff coming from him, including the sweet potato whiskey, which is just absolutely like nothing you've had before. It's absolutely just divine. It's fantastic. We've got the Reveries pick. The buff turkey may be released before that, but we'll have the 9-year as well. And I can drop the names tonight. Well, maybe I'll wait on that. And then the Old Line pick, obviously, we'll have coming too, which is going to be fun. So we'll be dropping the malt white in the 7 Patreons there.
Best sticker ever.
Yeah, it's stupid, Todd. Look at it.
So good.
The best part is I told him I was going to make it Disney themed, because when he went to, which will probably be a name I'll recycle, but when he went to Disney 2 years ago, he loves Disney. What grown man in his 40s doesn't love Disney? But anyway, he saw Living Color, and so I said, why don't we name it after the song Cult of Personality, Malt of Personality? He's like, I love it. He's like, it's a great name. It is a great name, and it'll probably be a future name. But then when I got sick and couldn't go on the pick, and he was flaunting how he was there when he hasn't been on any of the other 15 picks, and it made me really mad, I just came up with malt white really quick. And it stuck. People loved it. So that was, you missed out on Chris. He's like, what, really? Yeah. So there you go.
Cheers, James.
Yeah, it's going to be Joe, you're right. It's going to be a crazy lineup of some great distilleries, and the nice thing is they're all really good guys. I mean, I've been out to Atwater a couple times with David. David's come across the country here. We spent some time together. I consider him a friend of mine. He's a great guy. So I love seeing him blow up. I love seeing Corbin Cash blow up. Jonathan Maizano is one of the most authentic, and if you want to talk about whiskey knowledge, guys, he knows everybody. He can go to any bottle on his shelf and give you not just the backstory of the bottle, but who he was with, who he shared it with, what the conversation was like with the distiller, like everything. And he used to run a liquor store, so you would appreciate this. And would refuse to sell anything over MSRP. That was he just wouldn't do it. And I was like, dude, it's cool. Like so he made his following with single barrels, and he just started blowing up. He's like, I can take this and make it big. And so he'll be there. And he was NDP of the year this year, right? Rightfully earned. You met Mark and Arch, Brett, nice guys. They're just really good guys.
So awesome.
Down to earth, and just, I don't think they know how good they are because the stuff they're producing at Old Line is absolutely stellar. And then Jay. So you'll meet Jay, the mysterious Jay West behind Shared Pour and the Reveries and Take. And he's a good dude. So it's going to be a hell of a lot of fun. It'll be great.
That's on my bucket list to meet Jay someday. If I could get there, I would 100%. Because I love the fact that he's not like trying to be a dude that's like out there. He's all about the love of the whiskey, and he's just trying to do good stuff. That's so cool.
No, he's a great guy. That's the one thing. Like I say this without throwing anyone under the bus, because obviously every single guest we've had on, we can't have done a single barrel pick with them. But there are times when if we jive with somebody, we'll beg, steal, and borrow to do a pick with them. And there are times where we'll be asked to do a pick with someone and we'll say no, and it's because we didn't jive with them because they didn't kind of fit that profile. We do believe in people before product, because if that works, the picks become the icing on the cake.
Yeah.
And I do think that's the other thing. Like I have gone on every single barrel pick that we've done in person. And I think it makes a difference in having somebody say, yeah, sure, here's 3 samples, pick one.
Oh, yeah.
They can send you 3 things that they just want to get rid of. You pick one, you're like, this is the best of the 3 that they want to get rid of. Well, I don't want that. Like, there's an appreciation too when you go out to a place and you sit there and you're taking the time to fly out there, and they realize all these things, and you usually get some unicorns and some honey barrels, and that's what kind of launched us with Corbin Cash, was really cool. So I can't wait to showcase these. It's going to be a blast. It's going to be a lot of fun. You're going, aren't you, Mac?
I'll be there. Yeah,
it's good stuff. Sorry, Chris. He's a Sagamore guy. He's got whiskey on the waterfront again. I'm sorry, man. Just call in sick that day and come hang out with us. Yeah. But all right. So let's get a nose on some of these.
Yeah.
In the meantime, while we're nosing these and sampling, what's the next category you guys can put in the chat? Let's see. Best breakup anthem or song that you played with a broken heart. Well, I kind of like that. What song?
Did you come up with all these?
Yeah.
This is killer. This needs to be a Spotify, this needs to be a playlist.
I will make a playlist of all 3 of ours and put it on Patreon.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, do you use Spotify? What do you use for your playlist?
I do Amazon, but I can do a Spotify list.
If you guys are old.
I do either one, but I want the link because
you guys probably have Hotmail.
Send it to my Hotmail.
You use an Amazon. Sorry, I had to take a shot.
No, I'm sorry, Mac. It's actually AOL.
AOL.
My mom's got a Hotmail address. I'm like, Mom, you got to change
it. Todd still has a Yahoo address like that, and that kills me. But yeah, he still got the Yahoo address.
Oh, puddle of mud. Anthony, Anthony's killing it. Cheers. Cheers.
All right, let's see what we got. Never did anyone long enough to break up. That's how you keep from having a broken heart. Let me see. Oh, that's awesome. Love it. Used to love her. That's GNR.
Oh, I used to love her. I've got a really cool GNR story at some point. I can wait till later, but
oh my goodness, I hate everything about you. I didn't know. Is that a 3 Days Grace song? Because I only know the Ugly Kid Joe song. And hate everything about you. Is that's not the same one though? I don't know what the 3 Days Grace one is.
That's so I know the 3 Days Grace one. Rexy and I are similar ages.
That's
Thanks.
Tyler.
Thanks for sticking in the chat here, Tyler. Represent.
You guys are like the male versions of Taylor Swift. You're just angry. Like you didn't have these weren't like sappy songs. These are like angry.
There's an emo phase.
I didn't know. Like mine was I had "Have You Ever Needed Someone So Bad" by Def Leppard off the Adrenalize album. That was my like so sad song. I also love the song, but it was so that was mine. Let me see what you guys had. I love this.
Mine was very cliche. It was "Every Rose Has Its Thorn" by Poison. Like,
it's a great one, and was written in that vein, which was he wrote that as for that very reason. That's very good.
Yeah.
What'd you have? You had what a good song, "Iris" by the Goo Goo Dolls. That is a great song. I might give you the nod. That's a great song. A lot of angry music in the 2000s. Well, that stemmed from the 90s. That was grunge. Everything grunge was just angry.
Here goes the grunge tape.
I know. I don't like grunge. I'm sorry. I just can't. I try. Like there's some stuff like the rock 90s stuff that was bordering grunge, like Alice in Chains. So I can dig it. I love it.
Yeah. But you can't do Pearl Jam or
I can handle Pearl Jam. Nirvana makes it's like nails on a chalkboard. I couldn't find a Nirvana song I liked, and I've tried, and I could not find one I like. Just his voice alone is it's terrible.
Oh yeah, Tyler, he is.
I most certainly am. I can't stand Nirvana, but Nirvana and Alanis Morissette. I could not stand Alanis Morissette. Todd liked her. He liked her a lot for some reason. I'm not sure why. But
I can't look at this.
I love how you have that completely on the ready.
No, yeah, no, I have all kinds of good Todd stuff ready. I mean, if you want, Guns N' Roses Todd, there he is.
Oh, that's scary.
That's really good Photoshop work. Like
you want Todd in an actual 1990s movie, you got it. So he was Demi Moore. So there's he's a pretty popular guy. I'm not gonna lie to you. And he's not here to defend himself. I'm sorry, Todd. In my defense, I do it anyway. Let's go. Yes, I know. I'm sorry. I'm not a Nirvana guy. I can't do it. Courtney Love. Oh, I don't like Courtney Love either. I can't do Courtney Love. Hole. What a dumb name for a band. Let's see who else we got. Can't Stand You by the Police. Police had a lot of kind of dark songs. Let's see. Oh my god! Big Daddy 90s This Love. That could have made another one of our categories. I had Pantera in that let me go to it for this one, which was number 6, most likely to start a mosh.
That's a good mosh pit.
I had a Walk by Pantera for that one because I've actually seen them a couple times. They're really good, and that's about as heavy as I can get. I'm not a huge like that type of heavy, but I always liked Pantera. They were the weirdest version of. They had just enough element of melody that they could be played on a radio or crack like a Billboard Top 100. Like I need Queen like melodies and harmonies and like that. That's why I like Lep and stuff so much because I need that. But you can have it in metal with your Metallicas and Megadeth. And Pantera was like borderline thrash, that category, which is strange. And I always liked them. So let's see. Easy push up, guys. Take notice. It's still Big Daddy. That's another great song. Still Loving You by Scorpions. Hate Nirvana, but I get why people like them. Yeah, me too. Nirvana. Here's the other thing that bothered me about Nirvana. I will say this. I thought Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, Alice in Chains, I thought they were infinitely better bands. And Nirvana was the one that kind of got credit for being the pioneer of grunge because of Teen Spirit, which I thought was just a horrible song. And that kind of bothered me too. I'm like, God, there's better bands that could have kind of crushed that genre and not Nirvana, but Nirvana got all the spoils. And all while it happened, Kurt Cobain used to complain, I hate popularity. I don't want people to like my music. Don't buy my albums. I'm like, oh, come on, dude. You're a millionaire now. Like everything about it just rubbed me the wrong way. So off my soapbox. Sorry, boys. I'm done.
No, love it.
Until someone brings it up again. It was so. And then, of course, all the Nirvana fans, you're awful. Fun to see the age of people who say they don't like Nirvana. Look, I will say this. Like, let's see. Hey, Rex is 35 in LA. He's younger than I am. My classmates loved it. All of my, like, everyone was like huge Nirvana fans. I just not into depressing music, you know, like I needed something a little bit more upbeat. So when grunge like took over, I became a big country fan because I needed something upbeat to listen to. And so I was a huge country fan. So I would see Brooks and Dunn, Garth Brooks, you know, Little Texas, all that, Tim McGraw. That was my jam. Did we just become best friends? Did we?
Yeah, we just became best friends.
That's exactly what happened in my music journey. Is like I kept trying to hold on to Guns N' Roses, Metallica. Like I kept holding on. But then I really got into Garth Brooks. Mm-hmm. I'm from Texas. I was really into George Strait. Like I liked people. You know what I've always liked about music? I like people that write their own stuff. I think there's something from a storyteller standpoint when you write your own stuff that like it means more, and they do. So I really got into storytellers, like people that wrote their own music, and then so yeah, I mean, look, I hate Nashville country. I hate it. I hate all of it. But I love something that I don't think most of the people probably know is like there's a genre called Texas country, where it's kind of like the offspring of Waylon and Willie and like these guys that kind of came up like kind of dirty through the music scene, and then Nashville kind of grabbed them. But there is a whole genre of like Texas music songwriters that people don't know a lot about that's like really cool. And Stevie Ray Vaughan, great example, like a guy that like came up through the Texas roots and like super bluesy, like wrote all his own stuff, really cool. Like there's a lot of stories like that where there's like these Texas artists that like I can get like really into that I don't think most people even know. Like, and it's just, I don't know, it's just a cool music thing for me.
I love it, man.
To defend Nashville, I grew up there too, and Rexy, we both hate it. Like we hated that country. There's a different genre of country that is around Nashville that isn't that Nashville country.
Yes,
that is
you're right.
That, and I would say I like the Texas, I like the Kentucky, I like, you know, like Sturgill and, you know, or even like Staples.
Come on, man.
You know,
Sturgill is like he speaks to your soul. Sturgill's good.
Yeah, and that is more of that old school. Like you're right, Hack. I think I might agree. So, but awesome.
I mean, I'm biased against where they came from. I mean, I can laugh and say I hate Seattle music. There's some great bands that came out of Seattle. And I'm sure there's some amazing Nashville artists too that came up and around. Kind of like whiskey, right? It's subjective. I don't want to lump them all together. But the commercial side can kill you. And it just, it's kind of weird. And then some things hit with you, some things don't. I mean, Nashville went from being very country and not so commercial to the home of Taylor Swift. And it's like, you know, that can change a scene too. But I was there for work, you know, just a couple of months ago. And while, yes, there's a celebrity bar on every corner, the bands that are playing there for tips are really good, working for peanuts, trying to make it with dirt under their fingernails. I'm like, damn, they're really good. Like it's just, so it's kind of, I don't know, it's tough. I feel for musicians because here I am bashing some, but it's not an easy thing to do. I mean, it's not. It's a difficult thing to do, and to break it into that. I think that's what rubbed me the wrong way the most about Nirvana. To get to where they did, most people would die for it. They're much more talented musicians who busted their ass and never had the break.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And to have them get there and just shit all over. It's like, oh, I don't want this. I hate this. I hate everything. We don't want to be a record. That's then why are you playing music for people? Then just go to a coffee house and never leave. Like that stuff bothered me. sorry again. I said I was done with my tangent. I did. That's my second one. But anyway,
I get into music history. Like that's so cool. Like Big Daddy in the chat says Bob Wills is still the king. So like I just gotta tell you, like Bob Wills is a Texas guy. I mean, a lot of people probably know who he is, but like he's like a founder of like he was before Hank Williams, and like doing like the honky tonks and traveling all around. There's a festival that's been going on for over 50 years, tied back to whiskey, Turkey, Texas. And they have a Bob Wills celebration day and all these, and you'll be there, right? And you're listening to live music, and there'll be some like huge name that like will just not announce himself, and they'll come in and they'll play a couple of songs, and they'll like I was there, God, this was 2000, early 2000s, hanging out with some buddies, and we were at Bob Wills Turkey Day, and we heard this like low bass, like rock guitar, and I was like, I looked around, there's these dudes with these long beards, fucking ZZ Top. Like ZZ Top just decided to stop through, play a couple of songs at Bob Wills Turkey Day and keep rolling. And it's just like stuff like that happens there, where it's like it's just kind of crazy and kind of really cool music experiences. Bob Wills, yeah. And there's other guys like that. And that's the cool thing about some of the Texas music stuff is they don't get hung up on genres. Like you can go to Green Hall in Texas and you can hear like rock and you can hear country and you can hear like just a little bit of everything because it's all just about songwriting, just people that like to songwrite. It's just kind of a cool thing.
Thanks,
Yeah.
David.
It's true. No, yeah, David. Yeah, please is right. Subscribe to Hack and Mack. Good guys. I'm glad you guys came on tonight. This has been fun. Dad was a huge guy. I didn't appreciate it much until he passed. Yeah, that's cool too. I love parental influence on kids too, because I'm seeing that now with my kids. Because my, like I said, my dad was this massive, Motown guy, and my mother lived and breathed anything Barry Manilow. So like I know every single song he's ever done. I've seen him live and I love him. I think he's great. Otherwise it would have been like absolutely not. But I appreciate it because you're indoctrinated when you're younger.
Yeah.
But now, my 12-year-old daughter has, 5 or 6 Def Leppard t-shirts, and she went to see him with me last year in concert. And I'm like, this is kind of fun. Like it's kind of cool. You get to leave your little imprint on your little ones too, which is kind of neat. So yeah, music is cool, and that's why Big Daddy, your comment kind of hits me a little bit too. With sometimes you don't appreciate it until later, but that's cool. Yes, subscribe to these guys; are awesome. Newer bands I really enjoy. Blacktop Mojo, have to check them out. Motown, and see, there we go. Cindy knows my music till taste. I like that.
Hey, this Reverie, I need to make a comment on this. Like, and there's something going on with it because I've been sipping on it a while, and it's a stupid note, and it's just that batch 2 that you turned me on to, Mac. I get a blackberry cobbler thing. Like there's like a blackberry it took me forever to figure it out because like there's a drink I like to make that is where you take blackberries and you muddle them. It's called a bramble, right? Have you? I don't know. A bramble.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
That's what I get in this, and it's kind of stupid and nuts, but that's
no. I just got that right after you said that. I tasted it. Boom, in batch 2, which is great. Also, Bad Axe Bourbon in the chat. Cheers, Bad Axe.
If you guys ever get a chance to meet him, what a good dude, man. I got to meet him out in Atwater and hung out with him for a while. Just a nice guy, man. Love his content, love his energy. He's just a good dude. And he did make one of our most popular labels of all time. That's Bad Axe right there with the mustache.
GNR label. That is so cool.
Yeah, so that's him right there. Can you guys guess which one Todd is? I'm just saying. All right, there we go. Again, that was wrong. I'm sorry. What's up, Bobby? Good old Bad Axe.
My GNR story that I want to tell is so I was living in Lubbock, Texas, going to Texas Tech University, and this is 1992, So I graduated in 91. This is 92. And they were doing a tour and they were in Oklahoma City. And the day that they were live was the day after my last, the day that their concert was on the same day that I had my last final of my freshman year of college. And so I finished, and I don't think I did very well, but I finished that test. We drove all night, me and my best friend. We got to Oklahoma City. We took, do you remember no-dos? Like you take those, like I'd already been cramming for my test. We took no-dos. We got to Oklahoma City and we went to the GNR concert. We were so excited. And their opening band at the time, no one had ever heard of. Like I think they had just started traveling with them and they didn't have anything that was out on the radio or anything. And they got booed off the stage. Like people hated it. And do you know who it was?
No.
Smashing Pumpkins.
Oh,
really?
Yeah. That Oklahoma City crowd, they hated the Smashing Pumpkins, booed them off the stage. And, GNR took the stage. They went crazy, went wild. And it was like an incredible experience to see a GNR concert in 1992. Because at that point, I don't know, maybe that was kind of like getting to the point where, things started to fall off shortly after that. So I feel like I got to see them before, but that, when you asked me about an album that I wore out, Appetite for Destruction, I wore that cassette.
This is where you and Todd would definitely get along. I have battled him on how I think GNR is a bit overrated.
Probably.
And, look, it's all musical taste, right? But but they're still good, right? Like I think they're great. I just don't think they're as great as people put them up on that pedestal. I agree. And their catalog is short. I mean, they've got really an album and a double release with Use Your Illusion 1 and 2. They haven't done a lot. Axl's never been that great of a singer, but they've got killer musicians around them. And it reminds me a little bit of Dave Matthews Band, right? Like Dave Matthews Band, the band is phenomenal. Dave Matthews' voice is dreadful. It's like up and down, up his hair. Like I can't listen to that, right? It kills me. But the band is fantastic, right? They're really, really good. Same with Axl. Like he sounds like Mr. Herbert from Family Guy, And but the rest of the band is so good. It's kind of hard for me to really get into them, but see, this is why Kraken wants to wait until Todd returns. He's not watching until Todd comes back. Fair enough. Look, Todd takes one. He's had one stream off in 7 years, so don't worry. You'll get him. You'll get your buddy back next week, and I'll have to go back and listening to him air guitar. So that's all fine. See, I'm with Cindy. Great, GNR's great, but still overrated. That's kind of my take on them.
Fair.
She hates Dave. I think we're best friends. but I also think when you said that story, Hack, that's kind of a weird pick for an opening act too. It's God, it kind of feels like a setup. You have somebody who's a completely different genre and is not going to have that type of energy that's going to come. It's almost like, you guys warm up and take your lumps just to piss them off more to make them happier to see us. I don't know. That's a weird.
Could be. It was like, it got awkwardly weird. Like, what's the Smashing Billy
Corgan?
Yes. So he's up there, right? And he's on the mic and he's calling the Oklahoma City fans hicks. And like, he just like it got ugly. Like it got ugly. Like it was like, you don't know good music. Like he was like visibly pissed off and mad. And the madder he got. So it could be like that wrestling thing where it's like, hey, we're going to go out and like get the crowd. Maybe I could have been duped, no doubt. But I always remember that, like that because it wasn't, I don't think that's 1992, 91 and a half, 92. So they got huge like a year or two after that. Like they blew up. And I remember seeing them on something. I was like, going, what the hell? Like, how did they become famous? And then I realized, well, the world has passed GNR. Like we're moving towards a different kind of type of music. But yeah.
And no, I don't know if small catalogs matter so much, because I get what you're saying, that some of these bands had smaller catalogs. But then again, I think it helps a band with longevity if they keep putting out good music and keep adding to it. So it's look, most of the time when you go to see bands, you go to see their hits, and the hits are usually peaked for a handful of albums, and then everything else after that your diehards listen to, but the people who casual fans want to hear your major hits. So I get that, but yeah, to each their own. It's subjective.
Yeah.
That's the fun thing, is it's all subjective.
And so I'm 38, and I think I was that last generation where we bought physical like albums, and the CDs we would buy, and we would crack them open. We would read the sort of lyrics and art, and we would go through each thing. And this may be making me sound old, but like that is a really lost thing. And I think it's killing music. Like I really do. I think the lack of creating albums and that whole experience, I don't know. It's real.
No, I think you're right. I think it's kind of a double-edged sword, because you can, like, the nice thing is I can tell my kids about the music I like, and they can just go on Amazon and listen to it. Like, this is awesome. I love it. Right. They don't have to go to the record store, buy it, spin it, not skip it. Like, so there's pros and cons.
Yeah.
But
working for it, like having to work for that song or waiting on the radio for it to come on. There's something valuable about it. Yeah. So I
agree. I agree. And there is something, it's like, I can't read a book online. Like, I actually have to have a physical book with pages for me to read, or I won't read it, or at least I won't remember it. Right. That's just the way it goes. There was something to it the same vein when you would go to a store and you'd buy a CD, a cassette, or a record, right? You probably don't remember records, Brett, but I remember going to Waxy Maxie's and getting Michael Jackson's Thriller, my first vinyl album, bringing it to the counter, and so happy that I wore that thing out, man, to the point where certain songs would skip. Like that was just cool. But it's also, there's a reason why it sold 32 million albums, because you had to do that, right? It wasn't just go online and just stream it. So it is different today. And I think you had a more of a intimate relationship with musicians back then. Like you became a diehard because you had to go out and spend your money on it. You had to wait in line at Ticketmasters to get a ticket and wait overnight. You just go online to StubHub and try and get somebody's secondhand seat. Like there was something, there's a little bit more romance in it than there is today.
I agree. I wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah. So here's a question for you guys. Diamond Dave versus Van Hagar.
I mean, I'm nostalgic, so Dave is my, like, if you made me pick on the spot, I'm gonna go Diamond Dave, but it's tough. Man, that's tough.
Yeah, Todd's definitely Diamond Dave all the way. I get crucified for this. I'm a sucker for Sammy Hagar. I love Van Hagar. I love them both, but I love Sammy's voice. I love his songs. I think David Lee Roth was more fun. I think Sammy Hagar was better, and I think that's why I liked Hagar better.
But do you think making shitty tequila should count against you?
You know what? The nice thing is, every time I go to his bar in Vegas, I'm already 3 sheets, and I don't realize how shitty tequila is. In the
it's horrible. It's awful.
So I guess it doesn't matter. Yeah.
There goes our sponsor, Hack.
Yeah.
Well, like we had any.
Yeah, Dave's going to probably win this hands down, but that's great. When I think of Sammy Hagar, I think of Pepsi Crystal.
Pepsi Crystal. That's so good.
Kraken hates me forever now. He is totally on board with can't wait for Todd to come back. Andy hates Axel and Kurt Cobain. I don't hate Axel or David Lee Roth.
Who is Kraken? Do you know Kraken, Andy? Like, do you know Kraken?
If I do, I don't know his real name or face.
He seems like he just loves Todd a lot more than you, Andy. But
you know what? You you find like every like 1 out of 100 or 20 or so like actually go that route. So it's it's okay. Like you have to get used to that too. There are going to be a handful of people that make poor choices, but that's okay.
I love it.
I feel like that's what's going to happen with me. Like, there's going to be very few that like me over Mac. I mean, he's
Oh man, I think you
watching
that glass alone.
Oh, no one's look at it again. No one's going to hate you for that. Look at that beautiful thing.
We do got to talk about this whiskey though before we.
Yeah, let's do that, and then you can smoke your long cigarettes.
I love that you casually, sort of snuck in the old lady cigarettes to my character here, which I think is hilarious.
They have to be menthols, 100%
I'm gonna
menthol.
pull those out next time.
Oh my gosh, could it be? Is Todd is Kraken actually Todd?
Kraken is?
Oh, he snuck in.
So
man, maybe it is. Maybe he's got. I don't know if he's smart enough to know how to do an alias account, but maybe. But if it could be, it's possible. So, wow, that's funny. All right,
Paid for that cruise internet.
Oh, Kate Bush running up the hill.
I know he won't because Todd's not going to pay for internet cruise. So that's for the.
Those Disney cruises are not cheap. I don't think.
Oh no. I mean, I'm not going to drop anything other than we were talking about it, and it's I mean. But I mean, he, you know what? He loves it. His kids love it. They have a blast. I mean,
That's what it's about, man.
Good for him. The one thing I like is if you look up, and someone can even put that in the chat because he actually wouldn't mind me saying this. My Three Sons, that is his. That's his personal page where he chronicles everything, all his vacations and stuff he does. And so, like, you'll see all the behind the scenes footage of him in Disney World. You'll see it like on the cruise. Like he loves doing it. And the reason he says he does is because he wants to, when he's older and when he's gone, like leave this legacy of all these videos of basically what he was, which I think is beautiful. I think it's awesome. And so I mean, and he opens it up for the world to see, which I also think is cool because there's a vulnerability about Todd that most people don't have. Like he just doesn't. He's unabashedly him. Yeah. And I will say this to Todd and I have been best friends for years. I've been the best man at his wedding twice, and it's just like I just I love him to death. I do. He's a brother of mine. And so I think that part of him is what is the most I think appealing to people when they watch us is that they know that Todd is just what you see on camera is what you get off camera. Like he is 100% authentic. So
yeah,
you guys are an awesome pair. I have to say, there's no one like both of you. It's awesome. So yeah, Todd is great.
Sweet Sanity said, "Wait, two women married Todd."
Yeah. And I feel like I'm a spouse too. So polygamy does not work. It's a weird thing. I wouldn't recommend it to anybody. Trust me. Twice. Yeah. God love him. He is a good dude. I love him to death.
Gotcha, Rexy.
Welcome back, everyone. That's really great.
Troy McClure from The Simpsons. Hey, I'm Andy. You may remember me from such events as Todd's first wedding, man. God,
also, shout out to Rexy. Tyler's a great guy. He was in Spillway. It's where I met him. Super generous guy.
So can I say this? I like the nose on Raven 1 better. If we're going nose. I don't know what you guys think.
Yeah. I agree.
You've totally got me intrigued now, Hack, about the Bramble reference because
I just want to see if you get it. If you don't, I'm an idiot.
I like Bramble. Actually, my favorite Bourbon County Stout of all time is their Bramble attempt to do a Bramble Stout finish, which is awesome. The nose is good though on two. I mean, they're close. I just think the one on is a little bit nicer on one. Let me see.
Yeah, I think I tasted both of these on stream last time, Hack. And I don't like while you're going through that, Andy. I'll just summarize my thoughts, but it's batch 2 seems like a bit more of that sweet, that like sweeter whiskey, like more of a dessert pour where you've got more of an oak tobacco impact on the first one, which I love, and I love both of them. It's just like different mood, and they're both super impressive. I think now, and at first I thought I liked 2 better. I'm kind of going back to 1, but they're just they're strange. They're pretty different, and I like them both. So
What's crazy is that they have the exact same blend and they're that different.
Yeah, I love that about this because
yeah,
1 and 2 are so vastly different. I can see you're talking about some of those dark fruit notes on 2,
Okay.
like that bramble kind of note. I can see that, but 1 so much sweeter. I just get a lot more of those caramel and kind of toffee notes.
1 is sweeter.
Vanilla. I think 1 is a sweeter pour. That's to me. And I would probably give it the nod slightly over 2, but
Yeah.
they're both really good. Yeah, they're both awesome. I don't think. I mean, let me tell you something. Like I said, Jay knows what he's doing. He hasn't put out anything that's disappointed me yet. So I'll give him that plug.
You know that thing that we talk about, Mac, about the Detling trick, right? Where you let the glass get empty and then you smell
Yep.
it. You know that trick?
Yes, that's
I did that with this while we were sitting here talking, and I get tons of oak impact on the nose. And you remember Bourbon Bill was shitting on, oak impact and all that. And like, I think that sometimes you got to sit with a whiskey and spend a little more time with it. Like if you go to whiskey to whiskey to whiskey, like it might, like, I don't know. I did that thing today where I was trying to do like 6 whiskeys, boom, 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 boom. And it's hard. But I've been sitting here with this, and this is about my 3rd pour of this, and I let it sit there empty for a minute and smelt the glass. And the nose on the glass is like sweet oak, thick, like it's just so fucking. It's just,
I agree.
like it's different now. Like Andy was sharing a story earlier where he was with his buddies and they like got into a bottle and they got through it like in a night. And that's something that I'll like, because I have so many options I don't do that enough, where I just bring some buddies over and like, hey guys, tonight we're going to drink this, and we just sit with it and we spend time with it and we get into it. Like that's a different experience than just tasting and then going to like, I think as I sat with this one longer, it just keeps getting better.
Yeah.
I think that's what makes picks so hard. And I don't think that people realize sometimes how difficult and stressful it can be when you're with a group or if you're solo, because you're on the hook for the results of the sales of this if people like it or they don't. And you really, this is another reason why going in person, not to go to get tanked, but sometimes you have to go back. Sometimes you have to smell the glass afterwards. Sometimes you have to give it a 3rd or 4th check just to see if it works, because here's 5 1 ounce pours, you're not going to get it right. Like it's just not going to happen. It's tough. And so I think that's what I liked a lot about like going out there and so you can start to say, okay, I know what I don't want. Let's push these aside. But these 3, we still got to sit here and we got to deliberate. We got to think. We got to smell the glass afterwards. Let's give another little pour, a little sip. And you're right. When they evolve, maybe this is better than I thought. Like it, and then you start to second guess things. Like it is not as easy as people think. Like, hey, I'm at such and such distillery. Anything they have is going to be great, because it's not always that way. And so,
I agree with you, Andy. And I think one thing that like you take a long time to get, and like when I'm doing my serious notes and I'm like really like I've got a book, right? Like where I get super nerdy and I'm charting everything. Like I spend a lot of time with it. I've talked to Mack about this on our stream, is like, it's so hard to do notes live.
Yeah.
Because it's so hard because you're trying to like come up with it in the moment, and you're just because I don't want to spew bullshit. I don't want to just say something that doesn't really. And so like I think there's 2 different types of notes. There's like that, let's sit in it and spend time. And then there's like, I'm just gonna taste it and just give you the fastest I can. And like for me, as longer I sit with his reveries and the more time I spend with it, I think you appreciate the complexity of it that I didn't appreciate in the beginning. That's all.
No, I think you're absolutely right. It's funny if Anthony Peters is still watching, like I call him the palate just because he's just got this ridiculously gifted palate, but he takes meticulous notes and he spends time with it. He brings his own, stemware, and he's got a process and he's very true to it. And it works for him. And everybody has their own process. Todd gets furious with me, or at least he used to, because I'd come back and he'd be like, "What are your notes?" "Well, I didn't really take any." "What the hell are you telling me you didn't take any?" It's like, "Well, I tried, but I couldn't," because it just changed so much. It became noisy to me. I started to say, like it, don't, like it, don't, like it, don't. And then you have your big descriptors in your head, and everything else was kind of these little nuances that would go into the tasting notes eventually when you picked it. And when we went to Reveries to do the pick, he stopped taking his, like, "You're right, I can't do this." It's because he's like, I can't, like, because at some point you almost worry about palate fatigue. Am I just writing something to write something? And was that really the note that I got? And it just became, I like it, I don't, and here's why. Yep. And so you actually have to simplify it to make it more complex. You have to say, okay, this is going to work because people are going to love it, and I love it, and it's changing. Pick it, then we dive into the nuances of it. And so you almost have to work backwards when you're doing picks. But yeah, I mean, and Brett will tell you, I sat there and everybody was like done their notes and they're talking about it, and I'm still smelling the thing.
I know.
It took me forever to do it. It's hard. It's just hard for me to do, but everybody's different with it.
Everyone's different. I wanted to say one thing, and I don't know how. Yeah. And by the way, shout out to Anthony. If you're not in the Discord, if you're not a paid, I'm just going to say this for you guys. Be a paid Patreon member. It's worth it. There's some awesome barrel picks coming up. You guys are killing it. But also the Discord, if you're not in there, the reviews that Anthony does, the fact he doesn't, like, Anthony, the fact you do them on there is amazing. Like, that could be a paid subscription. You guys need to think about that, because the level of detail Anthony goes into is incredible. So I just wanted to highlight that.
And he's just a good dude. Anthony's a nice guy. He's a really nice guy. I have done more picks with Anthony than any other person in our circle, and I trust him inexplicably. Like, he's the kind of guy that'd be like, "What you thinking, man?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm with you." I'm like, "Okay." And it's almost like that comforting, like, warm hug from someone. It's like, "You're okay. This is good work." Like, good, because that's, I mean, he has that type of knowledge. Again, I think sometimes supersedes people, right? That you could say, "Oh, that guy's like the know-it-all guy," but he doesn't come across as he doesn't come across the know-it-all. He's just a down-to-earth dude. He imparts his knowledge on you. Like, I love that about him. And he welcomes your questions. It's not like you feel embarrassed out. "Hey, Anthony, what is this?" Like, we talked about that with the Pursuit. Like, is this the same blend? Blah, blah. He's like, real quick, he's like, "Nope, here's what it is, and here's what it's from."
Yeah.
I love that. He's like always ready to kind of step in and tell you about, he's a cool guy. I like Anthony.
We have very different views on Calumet 18, and our palates are pretty different, which scares me because has such a great palate. But also at the same time, because he was at the old line pick with me and a few others there, where we know our palates enough and the differences in our palates to know what we like, and which is actually really cool in a pick team, where you know what you like and the things that you lean toward, and having both of, like, even if you're different in your palates, you know those differences. I think it's super cool. And so,
Mac, you nailed it. Like, having people that have different, palates but you, like, I don't know, like any great team, you want the diversity of, like, hey, I like this, I like that, but also Anthony's, like, I would love to just sit with him for a while and talk to him about like, how does he get there, because the process is really cool to me. But Andy said something that's really important, and I think, like, for me too, it's like the weight of, like, someone's asked me to make a pick for them, and they're probably, like, at this point in my life, they're the ones that are financially obligated, right? I feel a tremendous amount of pressure to get it right. Because like I do not want to like do anything that would. So for me, I'm meticulous about like I want to make sure whatever we pick, whatever we do. And we had this conversation you at Good Times, right? Like it was a circus. It was wild. It was crazy. Like there were shit flying everywhere. And I'm over here trying to like organize this. Like I'm like, hey guys, let's bring it in. Let's like figure this out. But at the end of the day, you know, you just try to pick the thing that you think is going to make the team or the person that you're helping most successful because you really care about their success. That's how I felt, Mac.
Yeah, I agree. And Drew's spot on.
What? Just can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
I got you.
Got you now.
Shit, my mic just stopped working.
Oh, no, we got you. You're good. We can hear you.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
I cannot hear you guys. Shit.
Okay.
What just
You
happened?
can hear us. Yeah.
Well, we can keep rolling.
Stream. Now it sucks. Okay.
Well,
hold on.
we would like you to know that the new 21090
You
is
guys
now
keep talking.
Hack and Mac. So
I'll let you know when I'm back
Taking
on.
over.
Yeah,
Everyone
all
loves it.
13,000 subscribers of 21090. We would like you to now move over to Hack and Mac because these guys.
Yeah. I love that Drew in the chat. They're getting buzzed. They're getting philosophical about barrel picks. And that's so true, Drew.
That's so true.
Sometimes we get philosophical about barrel picks. At the end of the day, it's about what's good. And now we're cut off. Oh, I love this.
We're dancing around the screen. This is so cool.
So maybe while Andy's doing that, I'm going to highlight this.
Oh, darts.
Because
Darts.
Andy made this comment about my glass and me being an old woman that smokes long cigarettes.
So you need to have darts. That's what darts are.
This is a cigarette blend. Have you guys heard of you've heard of cigar blends?
This is not a cigar blend. This is a cigarette blend.
This is from Lasso Motel. I don't know if you've seen their Suave marketing. I fell for the Suave marketing. I got this. I cracked this once, and it's been about a month. We're about to do this again. What do you think a cigarette blend is?
So look, I grew up in an age where mom rolled the window up, not down, rolled the window up and smoked heaters in the Oldsmobile and cruised down the highway. And you're choking, you're trying to find the floorboard. So my memory of cigarette blend is not going to be positive. But the thing about cigarette blends is like it throws you back in that vintage Lasso Motel thing, which I will tell you, Lasso Motel, Dallas, Texas.
Are you good, Andy? Can you hear us?
Oh, we got Andy back.
No, he can't hear us. Okay. So we're going to keep talking about a cigarette blend, Andy. And cigarette. Oh wait, CJP in the chat. Cigarette blend is what happens when the bar is closing and you're looking for any takers.
That's when the 2 turns into a 10.
Yeah, and I have to say though, okay, Anthony, when I think a cigarette blend is something that punches through the ashy flavors of cigarettes. Anthony, have you had this cigarette blend? Also, Andy, tell us what to do. Anyway, we're gonna just keep rolling. You guys are probably gonna
listen. Like we said earlier, 21090 is now at Hack and Mac. So all of you that are here,
no, they've worked so hard to have their followers. We are thankful to be here and don't log off.
Grateful. I'm an asshole. I'm sorry, but yes.
No. But so Anthony, this is actually Green River juice, and it's 100 proof finished. So this is what a cigarette blend is, Hack. It's finished in Armagnac, sherry, and cognac, which sounds suspiciously like a cigar blend to me, but
very close, very similar.
So, hey Andy, can you hear us?
Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Andy, testicles. Do we have Andy? We don't. Keep going, Mac.
All right. So I'm going to taste this cigarette blend. This is quality content here. No. Yeah, someone call it. All right. So, hey, just put in the chat there, Hack, for Andy. that we're gonna. If he actually wants us to call it, we can call it. And I'm gonna sip the cigarette.
Yeah, we can call it here. We can end it here.
Well, you got to have my review. All right, here we go. This is actually not bad. It's just young Green River finished in a bunch of things. It tastes a bit like a cigar blend.
And that last little motel thing, it is kind of like a throwback to the Hollywood hotel kind of like vibe kind of thing they've got going on. And they, you know, they do some cool blends and they do a lot of cool stuff. But hey, I think here's the thing. I just want to deeply, from the bottom of my heart, thank 2TEN90 for doing this for a couple of guys that have a few hundred followers on YouTube. Like we're literally nobody, and they have no reason to do this for anybody.
That's so true.
Very thankful for them. We can call it here. Thank you, Todd. Thank you, Andy, for having us. Mack, thank you for introducing me to these guys. I am eternally grateful to you because I don't think I'd be doing this without you, buddy. And I just want to say thank you.
And thanks to Andy, killing it. Todd, enjoy your Disney cruise and the family. You're an awesome guy. And I don't know how to end this. So let's hit. I'm going to put this in the chat. Let's hit the music. I'm ending it.
Whiskey is fun, and this is fun because we don't know what the fuck we're doing. Love y'all.
Much love. Okay. Bye, y'all.